Oh. Welcome back to what remains, session 53, entitled Hunting the Fabricator. Last session, the group met with the Union Master, and after a discussion, learned that they have very similar goals in mind regarding the certain individuals in the city of Knock. After their meeting, they ended up at a tavern called the Sweet Misery, where they've had time to talk, and that was where we kind of left off last session. Kind of in the middle, due in part to medical injury, overworking, and absence. So that said, we start off in the same position as we left off. You were at the Sweet Misery Tavern and Inn, and yeah, as you will.
Let's, I guess, pivot back to Estella asking why should she help, since that's about the point that we kind of fell off. Well, I know that
Right.
you came for a job, and we kind of lost that job based on it suddenly being 11:56. So I understand completely if you're not interested in more of Knox politics. This is certainly a more personal vendetta than it is a official job.
This is true. I suppose I can assist. I guess the brewery's doing fine.
I know that neither of us particularly likes to work for free. I don't think that I can necessarily afford services for this level of job, but maybe I'll make an exception for once, and if you or the Conclave need something in return in the future, consider that covered.
I appreciate it. It also seems that well, something's been troubling. Likely not even just the Montelays, troubling the Woods, and they've been good business partners, I understand. So, I suppose it would help them as well.
Then perhaps get a message to them as our new friend suggested to provide some cover.
Wait, provide who cover?
The union guy suggested
Oh,
having Mur
yes.
have an official contract out, so it wasn't necessarily him on the hook for it.
I can ask. See what I can do.
And as for the rest of you, other than Hezrad, who's already chowing down, the same. If this doesn't necessarily line up with your priorities, I understand that it is a personal vendetta of mine, although I guess the Fabricator is slightly responsible for a lot of suffering that all of us are a little attached to now.
I would posit to say, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, you tried helping me, so I might as well try to help you, huh?
I would posit to say that this is something that entwines all of us. The Fabricator is connected to Hero, who currently possesses our ultimate destination sooner or later. We're going to have to deal with that, and, well, Fabricator might aid well, not the Fabricator might aid us, but us taking the Fabricator out might aid us in just doing that.
This is true. It may also give us an idea of even how he's been selecting those who go, as there was that one that they were sending back, was there not?
Well, that was the train master, wasn't it?
Yes,
I'll-
but they're connected.
I'll be quite honest, I don't really know how each of these individual pieces are connected, but in those situations, I usually find it best to take out the one piece that I'm quite sure is a problem. And I think in this particular case, there is a very clear problem. We can untangle the rest of the politics and extraplanar mess once that's done.
An agreeable solution.
From my understanding, it sounds like our friend has some things to get straightened out before we have an answer as to whether or not this will even be possible. And Estella, it sounds like it may take time to get a message, so I suggest perhaps we all just recover a little bit and perhaps resume getting acquainted with Nock in a very different time than we left.
I think that's a grand idea. Yes? Looks to the rest.
Why not?
Then we'll head over to where Hezrod is at and put a few coins on the bar and say, go ahead, enjoy yourself for a little while. This should cover a few minutes of drinking for you, for maybe a day for somebody else, but you know what, something.
What time of day is it?
In the afternoon.
Oh, no, that is quite all right. I was just going to finish my meal and go pay a visit to the coastal refugees and make myself known and familiar to them, so they know that they have a friend and representative, Hezrod, Chief Exploder.
In that case, take it for perhaps a gift or something.
Okay. Just scoops it up and puts it in his pocket. How much was it?
Just like 5 gold, nothing too crazy. For
Yeah, that's fine.
Buy them drinks.
Yeah. Although he probably will stick around and have at least one more drink than he was initially planning on.
Okay. So you're planning on going seeing the Myrrh in House Rosnold. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be taking anyone with you?
I mean, if anybody wants to go, they're more than welcome to join me. Hezrod never says no to a friend.
Ruben's not going to go to House Rosnell just yet. He has contact to make with the conglomerate as a check-in.
And I already
Who now?
offered to go with Soma.
Okay.
Soma will suggest, if you're interested, to just go with Hezrod. I'm just going to wander around the city to get acquainted. I don't have any particular goals or anything.
All right, in that case. I'm
If
with
you
bud.
have need of Hezrod, and he kind of holds up his calling stone.
Certainly.
Okay. So some of you just doing foraying into the city, is that right?
Yeah, just listen, just the basic, information rumor gathering, just kind of wandering around to see what's changed since we've had very limited interaction so far.
And Ruben, you're going into like a private room to facilitate that call. Okay. And then Avran and Isella, what are you two doing?
I think going to the that'd probably be a silly idea. Give me a minute.
Sure.
Don't wanna go.
I think Avran is going to go for a spa day
Okay.
at the
Be-
Emerald Paradise.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs some relaxation.
So it's 10 gold for a full day. It's only 5 for half.
Okay.
Or sorry, it's 6 for half. So you should be able to. Excuse me. You should be able to
Yeah.
get a relaxing evening with that.
Yeah.
Not
We're
really.
gonna do a full day of just relaxation.
Well, you don't have a full day. It's half the day. is
Oh,
what I
only
mean.
half. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll do half day of relaxation.
Get
And-
them half glittery abs.
True.
Yeah.
So Ruben, we'll start with you because yours is kind of easy to handle. You make the call. The expected operator on the opposite side, the person who would reply, is any member of the Council of Mages, the High Magir. You're actually surprised to receive the when the call goes through. It's directed to an individual who you weren't expecting. An individual who deals with a lot of the inner bureaucracy in Jornaris, an individual named Dekellis. The individual says, report.
Runoli reporting in.
Huh?
I said Runoli reporting in.
And then I assume you go through the spiel of telling him everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to like kind of embellish or kind of put point towards?
I'm going to talk about the current political climate in Nock, with the House Rosenwald interested in taking power, is supporting our motivations and has been helpful in my actions. I'll talk about the Fabricator some and that I'm looking to hire a group to assist me in taking them out. If money can be sent my way to assist with that.
You have definitely been outside of our view for some time, operator. Not a problem, but a lot has changed in the time that you've been gone. Our primary focus in that region has mainly been dealt with regarding the Orbo containment and redistribution in different regions. I assume that you're still after a rogue element.
There is a element that is still connected to the death cult that was funneling souls to the dread plane that I went to investigate.
Individual in question that you suspect, are they associated with Jornaris or the conglomerate in any way? Are they utilizing conglomerate tech?
They may be. I do not know if they are specifically connected or not.
If they are not, we have a non-interference clause at this time. You can do nothing unless they are specifically violating our rules. Do you understand, operator?
I understand.
Figure out if this element is a problem for the conglomerate. Once you've done so, your determination on which of the Ds you use is up to you, and report back in once you have come to a determination whether or not this is priority. I do feel weary having you, someone who's been disconnected for so long, engage in this in the forefront, especially in a politically hostile region like Osiria. Please do not affiliate the conglomerate with any political elements. At this time, we are recalling all operators who are not currently afield for purpose. So since it sounds like you have an engagement that could prove important, we will allow you to continue your practice. Once it is done, though, report back.
I copy.
It'll be a pleasure to meet you when you return.
And you.
And you would actually know the name Dekellis as someone who's been in the conglomerate for a very, very long time. He is, at least when you were leaving, was seen as kind of like the leader of a very strong contingency of the conglomerate that was aiming on kind of pushing towards more restorative mentality. So one of his assistants or one of his associates, somebody who's connected to him, was actually your original boss, for lack of a better term. So he's kind of a big deal, but you haven't met him before because you've always been under someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. Good call. Snap to Hezrod and Kel. You return back to House Rosnald. And
Oh, okay, yeah. Hezrod kind of just looks around, and then just like kind of just jumps feet first into the water to sort of seek out the merfolk. He's most interested in that individual you spoke of that kind of offers training.
yeah,
As well as trying to sort of identify who's the sort of like the local leader among this population.
sure. So the individual I mentioned, I don't think I gave a name for my notes.
No, you just mentioned that there was somebody that could offer like training and other services.
Yeah, so the individual who gives the training is Ruker. That's Rukur. And Ruker is the, for lack of a better terminology, shaman. Kind of the spiritual guide of the people who are party and present. And they would treat with you. They have a small... so the merfolk have domains that they kind of create. If you're familiar with like how a hermit crab kind of has its shell, similarly, merfolk kind of create these spaces out of stone, typically through kind of molding and shaping the stone themselves. But it doesn't go into a full spiral. They don't kind of like interlace themselves in it. It's just a kind of up and in, and then they kind of live in this kind of oxygenated space.
Oh, I got you. It's
inside
almost
of it.
sort of like a beaver's dam, but underwater.
Yeah.
Where like the entryway is underwater, but once you come up, there's a sealed space that
Yeah.
has been
Kind of like a grotto type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, the individual would treat with you when you meet Ruker. Ruker is an old, for most kind of leadership in Mer society, there really isn't a. They're very much referred to in a they-them kind of mentality. They don't take on kind of a patriarch or matriarch position. Not that they're agender or anything, it's just that they are very much transcendent over sexual desire, so they kind of bypass that. But yeah, Ruker is ancient, hundreds of years probably. And when you meet with them, they are just sitting and casually kind of ingratiated around them is a bunch of different incenses and perfumes that have kind of made the place smell very vibrant. So,
you said it was Rukur.
Rukur.
So Hezrod kind of pops up, and he's kind of looks around the space, and he like smells the incense, and he kind of drags himself out of the water, and kind of crawls over the stone to kind of sit sort of inside the circle with Ruker, and makes himself comfortable and says,
I am Hezrod.
I also survived the devastation of the coastal communities. I'm here to help my people however I can.
We have found great help from the House Rosnold of Nock. We appreciate your offer of help. What do you wish to do to aid us?
Whatever it is you may need, Hezron is happy to provide.
You, your
Yeah.
scars, are they directly from the lady?
No. No. These are, well, Hezron is a shaman, but not like you. The magic Hezron uses, it marks my flesh.
Ah, you have seen into the eye of the maelstrom.
Indeed, I carry that maelstrom with me. It is a mighty thing, wondrous to behold.
It is also a dangerous thing, quick to consume.
Yes.
But you aren't babbling at me or grasping your head in agony, so I assume something about you must prove worthy enough to maintain that power.
He kind of like shrugs, but really he's sort of like displaying his hands. Like he has the one that's sort of like black and charred, and the other one that's sort of like pale and slightly luminescent. And says,
I like to think I sit on the edge between them.
They reach forward and kind of take a hold of your hands and bring them palms up to look at them, unless you shirk away.
no.
You see the Ruker kind of looking at your hands very carefully. Ah, wind and wave. So long since this power has been brought forward in a merfolk. The elves reveled in it in ancient time, when we stood against them during the War of Sword and Serpent. But some of us did not stand with the dragon. Interesting. What do you use it for?
Ezra just kind of like remarks. He says,
I fought a dragon.
and he kind of like holds up his necklace of teeth, the Hagen teeth and then dragon teeth, to sort of like show.
Interesting.
Yeah, we killed a couple.
Oh, sorry. I forgot Kel had entered as well. It definitely seems like Ruker is very much focused on Hezrod, and then looks over to Kel and says, "The river folk have not been plagued by the lady, I do not think. But you are a
We have
wanderer.
not. That is true.
You are
This is
here.
Kel. He is my friend.
You are not displaced. You are just here as a visitor."
Yes.
Well, we do not need much in the way of assistance. At least nothing I can think as needing of such capabilities as you might possess. The aid of the river folk comes already. A lot of our number have already moved inland, be guided up the waterways to the Great Lake in the wilds.
That is good to hear.
Do you seek any assistance from us?
That is hard to say. I am sure Hezron needs help, but I do not know. I do not know what form that help should take.
I would say that maintaining a balance between between that which calms and soothes the surface of the ocean and the roil of the ocean itself is very important in someone like you.
Hmm. I am driven and compelled to destroy, but I wish to protect and heal.
It
And
is.
in my adventures, I have done both.
I assume it is a struggle, not one that I would be wishing upon anyone. But you use your powers, both destructive and restorative, for good or for selfish means. Before you get to finish, he looks over to Cal. What say you if you travel with this one?
I guess a little of both.
Hmm.
I think it depends on who you are.
So even in that, there's a
or what's in
measure
front of 'em.
of balance that is required, I suppose. The last who came to be known in the way that you are, I understood that that individual was a great uniter of our people. Because this individual saw in all mercy. He had a great destructive power within him, but also the capabilities to restore and to cure. And so, like him, you must show mercy to those who may not be people you are willing to show mercy to. For in that, you can show that you have true control over both. Have you heard the tales of Melik?
I do not believe so.
So the name sounds familiar to both of you in your minds, but again, out of character. It's probably just like an old story that's told and you didn't pay attention to. He goes into story time mode, and if I was like super cool video game, it'd be like an FMV type deal. Basically, he tells the story of Melik Daifer, a paladin of Atavius, but also of the goddess or power Nermode of the oceans. Became a true servant of Atavius when he also found the powers of Aelith, the power of the winds, or Aili, the wanderer, and the two powers inside of him granted him the strength to work towards unification of the tribes of the Dragon Bay Isle. Or Dragon Bay, not the Isle so much, mostly just the Bay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And this was hundreds of years ago, a great unifier, a masterful individual who I don't think has all of his stuff written in that bit, but there's a stub at least. And yeah, he goes through and tells you the tale of Malik, and you hear him out and can kind of see some measure of like understanding. Like he was very much reliant on his friends, but at the same time he was also very driven and focused. So there's obviously a balance in that as well. All right. So after the conversation, is there anything else that you kind of want to treat with him? Because basically he's just going to give you guidance regarding your own personal kind of struggle with the duality of your nature. But again, he's...
If in the future I have downtime,
Yeah.
I'll probably spend my downtime with him. I think the only skill he can really teach me that I don't already have is Arcana.
Okay.
But is this individual also like the sort of community leader? Okay,
Yeah.
Does he have a calling stone?
He does.
Okay.
He'll click with you.
Yeah, they'll exchange information. Sorry, I don't do it in character voice, but it's kind of hurting my throat. Hezro will basically just, say that if you need me for anything at all, like anything at all, just give me a call and I'll do whatever I can. My friends and I have other business to attend to here in the city of Nock, but I should be here for the foreseeable future. And as long as I'm here, I'm at your service.
Sounds good. Avran, your arrest is amicable. Not really much is going to be kind of indentured there, other than it's you
Is
get
it good though?
you get why Golradier does this. Like it makes
Okay.
sense. It's you're being pampered, like manicured, like pedicure, full
Beautiful.
kind of like skin
bath.
scrub. Yeah,
I love
mud
it.
bath. There's probably after the mud bath and after like the rinsing, they put you into a pool that's filled with these small little like weird fish that like
They
just
just
nibble at you.
That's cute.
It's weird, but
I like it.
it seems good.
If you haven't
Okay.
actually had that, have fish like nibble on like your dead
I've
skin
wanted
cells,
to.
it
I've
actually
wanted to.
feels really good.
I wanted to do it just like at least once. Never got a
Do it.
chance to do it though.
And Soma, your stuff goes off without a hitch. We didn't reverse back to Elizabeth, though, after she passed the buck over towards that Avram boy. So was there anything that you wanted to do in this kind of pre-long rest downtime? Or
I was wanting to mostly try and get that contact with
Fiona's mom and dad?
yeah. So
Okay. So
probably just go back to
they tell you when you get there that they're leaving in the morning. They are closing up shop here and will be heading towards Land's End. They already have a caravan that they're going with, a Sereta caravan that they're going with, so they're not like just rushing out into the wild by themselves or anything crazy like that. They plan on Elliot plans on returning back just to make sure that the person that they have who's going to be selling the establishment when they close to kind of finish that stuff out. And if you have any messages that you're wanting to pass on, Elliot takes them.
Okay.
Okay.
I think probably we still wanting the message to go out to Fiona,
So
or is that being settled else?
was that for me, or it sounded like
Yeah.
it was for the? Oh,
Well,
okay.
it was kind of like for you, and then also the general group, just because I don't think that was ever. It was like talked about, but it was more of like a back and forth. Did it actually ever happen?
Yeah, it could have. That's absolutely fine. Again, it would have been a quick sending spell. I think someone actually
Okay.
said, "Does someone need me to cast sending?"
Okay.
Earlier in
Then
the bit. So that would be fine. If you want to send direct to Fiona, that works. Just give me a 25 word message that you sent her, and I'll give you a reply. Or if you want to send to Golradier and then send to Fiona, that works too.
Okay, so who is casting sending?
Whoever has it. I know.
Yeah, I was asking if anybody had a message they wanted to send. So
Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah,
All right.
because I know that there was message of the sending being cast, but we didn't really kind of
Yeah,
detail
we
it.
didn't hash out.
So that's
the
fine.
Who, what, where, when, or why.
Just type out a 25 word message, flip that to me in the general, and then I will reply in
Yep.
kind.
Then
Oh, cool. I do have it prepared. Nice.
okay. Then that's it really. Nothing too strenuous.
Okay. I will be back shortly. So we're sending a message to Fiona?
Yeah, about the Montoulet.
Right. Okay.
Do you want
Yeah,
me to
I'll
type
go.
that up or
I mean, either or. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so if that's the case, it sounds like we kind of got everything resolved there. Once you get the message, we'll cover that. It's probably not going to. My reply probably won't change too much about what you're doing moving forward, but it'll get to the point where you kind of finish out the evening, a couple of quick drinks before you go to bed, and then everyone kind of retires to the rooms you've rented here. Or are you going to a different location to rest?
We set up a safe house with House Rosnold, I think. So
Yeah,
that's,
that's right.
at least where I would presume to go.
Okay, House Rosnells it is. You kind of make your way across the city via Skyrail and head back to House Rosnold. Some of you kind of already that way. And yeah, you rest. In the morning, pretty early, like sunbreak, or sunrise rather. Daybreak is the word I wanted. You would receive a message on your calling stone. The direct contact for the Union. And it would be very kind of just detailed information that's repeated like 5 times. And it's the exact kind of halfway to the position underneath House Harrigan. It sounds like it enters in close to the canalway, moves through a series of tunnels that are on the eastern side of the canalway, and then moves to a doorway and then downward step, which has not been explored, into the underkeep under House Harrigan.
Are there any gargoyles on this pathway that we're taking?
The message, there's no like questions that can be inquired of it. It's literally just kind of reciting the same message over and over again. It's kind of like a point for point, street for street. It's detailed instructions how to get to where they were talking about.
Gotcha.
Last session.
So it's Canalway East.
It's the canal. It's the canalway that leads from the center of the city up to House Harrigan. There are tunnels on the right or the eastern side of the canal that lead up into the underkeep beneath Harrigan.
Okay.
This one.
Correct.
Damn, that's almost 2 miles.
The main point of it is it terminates at where it basically will begin, which is the doorway and passageway that they know is a stairwell down. So it goes into the sub-basements of House Harrigan.
Right. Okay. And that's where the supposed entrance is to meet the Fabricator?
That's where they presume the Fabricator is located, because their people inside of House Harrigan didn't have any opportunity to enter into the sub-basement.
Yeah, they're very, very protective of that space above all other spaces in the house.
John, I have a question.
Yeah.
For the Sunblade, am I using Greatsword plus 2 stats, or am I using just the regular Sunblade stats?
It's just a regular Sunblade.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know why I have Greatsword plus 2 in here.
I think it was because it had 2 forms, because you could put a pin in and turn it into the Sunblade. Otherwise, it was...
It's a +2 greatsword, and then when you retract the pin, it turns into a Sunblade.
Oh, that's why I have
right.
the plus 2 Greatsword. Okay.
Drag that back in.
Yep. Gotta drag that bad boy back in there. Okay.
Well, if we have the information, I don't have any preparation to do, but I know that some of you need more time to potentially prepare, so I am ready to depart immediately, but whatever works for the rest of you, since I do not presume this will be a pleasant chat.
I want to confirm the message that was posted therein, Elizabeth, I assume, is talked out between you and Hezrod. So, yeah, correct him if he's wrong or if you need to change anything.
I'm typing.
Okay, I didn't see your typing. It didn't pop that up. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, prep spells. That will definitely be really important.
All right, so I'll say it out loud. Any requests for things that I could cast on you guys before I complete my spell list? I put haste in there because I know somebody said haste at one point. So
Haste is good.
anything else? Polymorph, yes or no?
It's come in handy.
So we could have cast sending because after the day in which I met with Rooker, there was like a long rest following that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So we could have cast sending on that day.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what we presume.
Yeah.
You won't have any missing spell slots today.
Well, you mentioned them. Yeah. So I was also. Let me see here. Here,
I would probably omit the part about the book and just say that you're drawing dangerous apparitions to you, and those around you are in danger, and the Montalay are after you, something to that effect. Because they gonna kill her!
Right.
Or they want to kill her.
Sounds like a plan.
No, John. It's not our plan.
We're not killing wizards. Or wizards.
I believe that is 24 words.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's better.
Then, as you continue on, I will type out the reply. Continue preparations for your day.
Sounds good. Do we anticipate any more sendings?
No. It's also 23 words.
I think Ivern is good.
Think we need
Yeah.
comprehend languages? Nah. Yeah.
So you can speak
Uh,
binary to the Fabricator.
I'd take comprehend just in case.
101.
I'm debating between comprehend or silvery barbs.
Well, no.
Silvery barbs.
Comprehend is a ritual, right?
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Do you think the
Yeah.
Fabricator's not going to be able to understand us?
It's more getting in.
Stabbing is a universal language.
True.
Sure.
I would take silvery barbs
Done.
over comprehend.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's a ritual. Take 10
Well-
minutes to cast, but you'll cast it.
So
For
rituals
free.
can be done even without having prepared.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Getting rid of detect magic then, and putting on a different.
Oh, what? You don't need to prepare rituals?
It might be different for clerics, but for wizards, you don't have to. As long as it's in your spell book, I think, or if you have the ritual casting trait.
Ability.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Furnace.
Perfect.
Yeah. I always try to have at least one ritual spell whenever I play a wizard.
I have plenty.
Yes. All the
I have
rituals.
6 ritual spells.
Yes. All the rituals.
All right, I'm good.
Rituals.
How about Estella? Is she good with all of her daggers?
I think so.
Does she have the healing dagger or the savior dagger?
I think she ripped that out of whoever she saved the last time. I think it was Kel.
Okay.
Are you calling dibs, Jonah? Is that you calling dibs on that life-saving dagger? Is that...
Does she need to
Yes.
see if she can find another one?
Nope, I'll just say and have it handy, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna unprepare sending and go for Dispel Magic.
Yeah, prepare all your spells for the day. Whatever you have is going to be what you have in the Underkeep.
Hmm.
The Underkeep.
We've been there.
I don't like the sound of that.
We were there before.
Pro tip: don't go into wells
Remember
and
the
get
last
in fights with hydras.
or mirrors?
Detect
mirrors.
Magic is a no-no.
What do you mean? Is it just you can't see because it's blinding?
Yes.
So you've been to the Underkeep before. Tell me what we're getting into here.
Don't use detect magic.
No, I
I
mean,
think that's the only lesson they got.
Don't use detect magic and don't run off alone and don't
Seems.
fuck with the mirrors.
I
Yeah. And don't go down strange waterways.
That too.
don't go chasing waterfalls. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Yes.
And also,
Okay.
Oh,
I do not
Jonah's
want
too old for that, or too young for that reference, I think.
any scrubs.
I know that. I know that reference.
Good shit. Good shit.
Also, don't open any chests.
Okay. Any other prep inquiries? Again, make sure your spells are ready.
I have so many spells ready.
Sam!
Yep, my spell list is super ready.
Yep. I have one cantrip.
Me and my
My
two
spell list
slots.
includes use dagger.
That's a really good one. That's
Mine is
my
rage.
favorite.
All right. Then I presume that after that point, you move from House Rosnold. What was that?
You guys, I gotta mute real quick. My wife's
Okay.
calling me.
So, I'm just gonna dilly dally for a little while. I don't know how long that'll be till Josh is back.
Dilly dally.
Dilly dallying. Anything that anybody wants to do besides, like in preparation? Anything conversation-wise between party members that you want to do before traveling off to the dungeon?
I guess I will grab a few more healing potions at some point, either yesterday or
Yesterday
today on the
probably
way.
would have been best. Yeah.
Hezrod's gonna drink. Never know. Could be the last chance.
Could
True.
be your last drink.
Very true.
And it's already paid for, so.
True.
Yeah, the only thing Everett will want is one of those magic belts. But they're too expensive.
The hill.
I'm gonna
giant,
just
or-
give us a little motivational speech. Stay strong and remember the goal is to keep our HP above 0 while we reduce theirs to 0.
True.
What's an
True
HP?
that.
What? Yeah. What's an HP?
Happy points. We want their happy points to be 0 and us to have all of the happy
All the
points.
happy points. Gotcha.
If we are happy and they are not, then we are happy. And they are
Or
not.
not.
Also, you could just permanently reduce their ability to move to nothing.
Also true.
That would make them unhappy.
So we're giving them all of the daggers straight into the chest.
A perfect
Or the
example.
jugular.
I prefer to think of it as letting them borrow the daggers.
In the chest.
I'd say a perfect example of people not being able to move and not being happy, but then being able to move and then being happy would be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Grandpa Joe was happier when he was moving than he was when he wasn't. Okay, so
That's fair.
stalling aside, everybody prepared and ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Yes, dilly dallying aside.
There's a really loud bang up front, so I
It's
had to
okay.
go check it out.
No
Sorry.
worries.
How
So
dare you know?
you head on towards the Underkeep. You find the entrance point, which does have rogue markings, and what you're able to tell is it seems to be indicative of the Union, which you're starting to understand kind of operates like older style guilds.
Hmm.
That said, it definitely shows a keep out kind of marker or indicator, but it seems to have been put there to keep other rogue elements out of the possible entryway.
It's a good thing Hezron can't read.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to read this anyway. Thieves
It's a good
only.
thing Hezron can't read this.
Portal.
But when you enter in and enter into the Underkeep, into the sewerways and old passages beneath, Ruben, what you notice is my water fountain coming through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get it real quick. Hold on. Talk amongst yourself.
Water fountain.
Yeah, his cat fountain.
Kitty.
I can hear myself now.
I didn't hear it either.
I
Oh,
didn't really hear it. I'm sorry.
it was the little trickle in the background.
It's all that smoke detector hearing damage, Jonah. It's okay.
True.
Yeah.
Can't
So,
hear anything right.
Yeah.
So, when you first enter into the Underkeep, it's pretty much your first time actually kind of delving into the subterranean layers of Nock. What you realize is there's markers kind of all throughout and about that indicate magical presence, older magic, more kind of ingratiated in the raw materia of magic. You can make an Arcana roll and or a history roll.
Do we have to be proficient?
Not you, Ruben.
Oh,
You've already been down here. We've already played this game.
fair enough.
22.
All right. So what you would realize is that there is field magic present here. So when a very powerful spellcaster has a place that they desire to protect, they utilize ancient magic called field magic. They create a craft field. And what a craft field does is it creates permanent, imbued magic into spaces that cannot be severed unless the field is taken over. And based on what you're seeing here, this field is no longer acquirable due to very ancient techniques that were brought about by what is known to you as the Meridian cult, which is an ancient cult of a dead god named Alanusero. The magic is very potent. It bars all divination magic from being cast within or being cast from outside to view things inside. And the magic is not breakable. It is a part of the underworks.
This should track with what we've already told you.
Yep, they told you detect magic wouldn't work, so you would know that it's not that
Well,
it's so much magic it's barring them from seeing because of that. It's literally blinding the person because it's
So comprehend languages wouldn't work either.
correct.
Glad I didn't prepare it. Thanks. You guys are bros. Identified too. Yep.
We knew that.
Right, totally. Because we're proficient in Arcana.
Now it may not be all divination, but most divinations that are like scrying focused or viewing focused.
So, like, for example, Mind Spike might work, but, like, Detect Magic won't.
Correct. Or Mind Spike might work, but be limited in a regard. Like, you might be able to see where the target is after spiking them for a duration, but if they go too far away from you or, like, kind of well beyond what the place allows, it might kind of inhibit the magic. Because Mind Spike isn't just the pow damage psychic, it's also the now I can see you forever, haha. That
Yeah.
part might mess up.
What about, like, Portal Trace? Probably not, right? Like, somebody teleported out of here, I probably wouldn't be able to.
Probably not.
Yeah.
What about smite?
Smite is not divination.
Okay.
It's from
What if
divine means, but
What if I'm trying to foresee their death with use dagger?
And that might work. So it's funny that you joke that that's like a spell you cast because one of the players of my Sunday game is a barbarian who is a chef, and he is also a lizard folk. So he is a part
boy.
of the conglomerate, and everybody else is kind of spellcastery or kind of like, they're not Arcana. Nobody has Arcana trained, which was weird, but they're all kind of members of the conglomerate who are kind of like focused on, spellcraft and stuff. And he says, I can cast a spell. I can cast iron, and he has a big cast iron. It's
Ha ha.
it's not it's Chody. What are you gonna do?
Love it.
It
Inspiration
is.
all day.
It is technically a joke.
It is technically a joke. That said, you make your way through. Is there anything that you're doing during the long haul through the tunnelways along the canal? Is there anything that you're wanting to like pay attention for? Anything you're kind of keeping an eye out for? It's a pretty boring slog if there's anything you're looking for.
Soma will probably be checking for traps and hidden passages and whatnot, but also keeping an eye out for the mycelium stones.
Okay. So, yeah, every so often you do find a place where it looks like bricks have been removed and new bricks have been put in place. Very strange, to be sure, but the new bricks that are put in place look like they are of the mycelium variety and not the old stone.
I don't think they will be surprised to see us.
Doesn't seem so.
Do you want to investigate the bricks any further?
Sure. I'll nudge Avran to do the thing.
I will do divine sense.
Okay. Nothing happens. The bricks don't seem to have any glow that is untoward.
Okay. The bricks are fine. Normal bricks.
So it might be that they might not be normal bricks, but because of the what we have, the field that is here, they're not working.
Or they may not have to work.
What are you thinking, Chad?
I'm just trying
Sure.
to. I'm thinking about what level I want to cast aid at.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Or if
looking.
I even want to. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with it.
It's a good spell.
I mean, it is a good spell. Just like
This-
I said, I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay. I will cast.
Does anybody else want to mess with the bricks at all?
I mean, I run to poke them.
They feel like bricks.
I'm going to cast aid at 4th level, targeting Hezrod, Avran, and
Estella.
yeah, probably Estella. So all 3 of us increase our hit point maximum by 15 for the next 8 hours.
Kel shouldn't be in melee. Ruben definitely shouldn't be in melee. And Somo probably doesn't want to be in melee.
I'll be in melee if there's, prime targets that aren't me.
You know who wants to be in melee? The 3 people I named.
Oh, yeah. Definitely want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
I'm good
bad.
on melee.
Does it look like the
Oh,
brick,
as.
one of the bricks can be removed?
I mean, if you work at it, I mean, anything is possible. Just like Shia LaBeouf said.
I'm not gonna.
Should I shoot the bricks?
Do you want to waste a bullet on the bricks?
He's running on all fours. Shia LaBeouf.
I just kind of, if it's not difficult and won't delay us long, I would be curious to pry one out and see if there's some sort of pathway behind it or something connective.
Sure, it's definitely going to require some strength. So if you'd like to make a strength check, if you have a crowbar.
I do have a crowbar and I have an Avran.
Okay, so if you give the crowbar to Avran and instruct him, Avran, you have a strength athletics check and you have advantage on the roll.
Neat. Okay, cool. Do athletics. 23.
You pop a whole brick out, but as you do so, it actually pulls out a couple of bricks, and you see that in between all of the bricks that come out, there's this strange kind of loose connection of what appears to be like metal strands and wires that are interconnected. In the center of this hub, as the brick hits the ground, there appears to be like a small capsule, and the capsule in question looks like it has like a bit of like copper like plating around the exterior of it. It actually kind of moves for a second, not like running or anything, just kind of like gyrates a bit. But yeah, it's like 4 bricks that seem to have this kind of interlaced thing, like 2 stacks, and then like in the center of those, it's like that.
Jesus.
I hate it.
Yes.
Same. Is there anything behind where we is like in the hole?
Real
Like,
bricks.
Okay, cool.
Regular bricks or more?
Real
Am I
bricks.
selling?
Yeah, real
Okay.
bricks.
And that copper capsule you said, is that
Yeah.
removable? Like,
Yeah, you can pull it up. It's like connected to the metal pieces that are inside of the mycelium. And as you kind of rip it out, it actually tears segments out of the mycelium brick, kind of breaking them apart. Surprisingly easily, actually. And as they kind of come out, you can see that the ends of them have kind of like an ear-like shape settled inside of each of the bricks. But it's made out of metal, like brass or copper.
Going to assume that's part of the quote-unquote magic of these bricks.
And ears. Weird.
That looks more like artifice.
I don't like this kind of magic.
Nor do I.
Ruben, you'd recognize the artifice immediately on them kind of pulling it up and showing it. Yeah, it's very much conglomerate styling. This is a listening device.
Well, looks like I'm justified.
Let's go in, swinging.
Justification.
It definitely looks like it's like old style. It looks like it's recently built, but it looks like it's using kind of old technical manuals from older conglomerate during the Civil War.
Ruben, is this bad?
Ruben holds up a finger as if to say, and then motions to his ear, and then the shape of the ear as if to say,
Oh,
they can hear you. Whoever
Ezra
they
picks
is.
it up and then just like kind of goes and stands in the corner and puts it really up close to his mouth and then just like screams like really loud.
Okay, that happens. Obviously, if this were like a comedy, there would be like a a cut
Cut
and then
to
the other person on the receiving end, like in agony. But
Soma
not a
will
comedy.
kind of gesture at the device and then at wherever the bag of beholdering is, kind of to intimate whether or not it would be isolated enough in there that it's safe and that we can collect it as evidence.
yeah,
All right.
Hold it open. Throw it in.
Hezron pulls out his club and kind of like gestures to it and then makes like a swinging motion.
Soma shakes his head and points at the open bag of beholdering. There will be plenty others you can smash later. It's okay.
okay.
Best not to waste your energy now.
There's a lot of smashing coming, don't worry.
so there's like a lot of these bricks. I would say it's probably every like 30 or 40 feet you kind of run into these new bricks. It does look like this pathway has been kind of worked in this way, but when you kind of come towards an endpoint, a terminus, it opens up into a similar chamber to what you all recall from, well, not Ruben, but what you recall from the well chamber, where the waterway kind of like laced around something.
Yeah, where Alton died.
Yeah. No, not that one. The one where the Hydra was. So it's like a very open space.
Then Cal and Estella also don't remember, and
Fair
neither
enough.
would Soma.
Let me just explain it and try it instead of
Yeah.
trying to be lazy and like maneuver through. Okay, so the path that you were walking on is a tunnel. It does feel like water could flow through it, but wasn't really, as the canal next to you or a ways next to you was doing the lifting in that regard. You enter into the space that in front of you see a very large kind of curved wall, and on the right and left the walls curve to kind of greet that. So there's a passageway to the left and to the right that kind of curves outwards and to like around in front. Directly in front of you there is a steel door lined with the mycelium bricks. and it looks like it was built into a larger structure, which looks foundational. It looks like you're looking at a foundation sidelong. And your presumption, based on the directions you were given and the description of what you were moving to, this foundational structure, this large curving outer wall here that you're seeing, is an outer wall of the underkeep of House Harrigan. And the iron door is the door that they had said would be the door you would be going to. It has no seam. Like it doesn't appear to like it's like the metal is perfectly slotted into the bricks. There's no like anything. There's no space between the edges and the brick. And there's no handle, there's no mechanism, there's nothing. It's just a flat sheet of stainless steel. And you were given no instruction, again, to make sure you are aware of what information you have going to this. You were given no information regarding how this door opens. They did seem to know it was on the other side, though. Stairs down.
Can I use prestidigitation to write on things?
Yeah, arcane marking.
Okay. Hezrod kind of cleans up a space on the floor, and then he like casts prestidigitation, and it says, "Is it locked?" And he kind of waves Soma over and points at it.
Soma just walked away.
Oh.
Ruben.
Waves Estella over
Estella.
and points at it. This is why we have 2 rogues.
Just asking if it's locked.
Yes.
Checks
Because
the door.
obviously Hezrod's operating under the assumption that these listening bricks are here to warn them.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as we know, these things can't like visually perceive us. They can only hear.
Well, they'd probably hear that we were walking. Is my assumption.
Right, but they
But
can't.
she'd check the door.
Okay. How are you checking the door? Again, it is a brick-lined steel sheet, no seams. How are you investigating it? Just
And there's like no handle, right?
no handle, no mechanism,
no anything.
nothing. Just flat sheet of steel.
Have I seen mechanisms like this before? Since the other stuff was kind of repurposed tech,
Yeah.
this might hint that it might be something.
So conglomerate doors typically have a steel plate in the center, and to open the door, people who are allowed access would cast their arcane mark using the spell prestidigitation. I thought it was very interesting that Chad was like, "What can?" I was like, "Have you been watching the Sunday game?" Anyway,
Right.
if you cast arcane mark on the plate in the center, it would acknowledge you and open the door for you if you were someone who were cleared. An arcane mark is something that you kind of create. It's like a signature that you create through.
Like the one I have. Yeah.
But she would just push.
Nothing. But
Figured.
just a quick push.
Like a push.
Okay, but like just like try and then kind of relinquish, not like a try, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a bit of static that pops off the door when you touch it. It doesn't like seem to connect with you, but it does feel like that the door is charged.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't actually shock. It's just like that, like...
You feel like if you tried to touch it longer than just that short touch, it would probably shock.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's why I specifically asked you how long you were... You didn't have long enough to ground yourself. Or, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Everyone still has the crowbar.
I feel like that would be a bad idea.
But like I said, there are no seams. There does not appear to be any space between the edges of the steel and the floor, ceiling, or sides of the lining of bricks. And the lining of bricks is also on the floor as well.
Yeah.
We pry out another brick with the crowbar, but not crowbar the door.
Yeah.
Hezrod points at it, and then he makes like a swinging motion.
No, it
Ruben takes out his journal and writing utensil, and he asks, "Does any of you know of any symbols of that indicated the fabricator in the past?"
I don't believe so.
We've
So
seen
you
one,
shake your
haven't
head.
we?
Is there a symbol for House Harrigan?
Yeah.
Why don't we try that?
I'll press the digitation symbol of House Harrigan.
Nothing happens. But it does seem to record it. So what I mean by that, Josh, is when you cast Arcane Mark on the door
Yeah.
in Journaris, it will actually record that you have entered into it. So if someone is capable, they can actually go back and cycle through to see what marks have been placed, to see who's entered. And it seems to have recorded this Harrigan mark that you fabricated onto the door.
Try Montelay.
Was there a mark for hero?
Not that you're aware of.
Or was there?
Didn't some of the weaponry that we picked up after quote unquote Fiona dropped her off the roof, didn't it have symbols
Right.
of the fabricator?
I'm wondering if they had.
Like more specifically that warehouse that
The
we went
Harrigan
to?
woman had any sort of.
Not the warehouse. The
The storage.
the storage container. Didn't it have fabricator marking
I
or
thought that
symbolisms?
those were House Harrigan.
How's Harrigan?
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
That
You
was a
good.
good thought. Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent thinking.
Would you have some fragmentation bombs?
True.
You know,
Why don't we see if we can pry off one of the bricks to see if there's something to do with
Yeah.
it? Because that seems to be the only part that we can interact with. But be careful.
just saying, if
Everyone-
you run out of options.
Just
Everyone will try to pry out some bricks.
Okay. Using the crowbar or your hands?
Yeah. Crowbar.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
That's why I said be careful.
16?
So you kind of place the bar in there, you're kind of like holding it there, and as you're trying to get ready for it, you can see visually this kind of blue arc kind of shoot up the crowbar. What do you do in response? Again, your dexterity saving throw allows for a lot
Just
here.
drop it.
Yep, that's what I thought was the case. Great, perfect, no damage to you.
Okay.
But
And it
also,
fell to the ground, or is it still in?
clang, 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 yeah, it did not stick.
Okay. Okay, cool. We'll pick that up.
It's like as you were kind of trying to get it notched in there to like start some work on it, it said, nope.
Nope.
Tesla coil.
Hmm.
Well, perhaps we shouldn't do that.
You want to try a House Montelay symbol?
I think it's going to be as simple as a symbol of a house.
Oh. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Perhaps if we ask nicely. She jokes.
Well, we do have those grenades.
Again, I'm not going to like forward any action. If you're doing something, then I'll like discuss what happens thereafter. So yeah, you can.
I think my idea will work. I'm just waiting on everybody else to give me the go ahead.
So I think the only options we have are either wait for somebody to go through so we can see the symbol, or and we'd have to be hiding in some way, shape, or form, which
Where?
There's nothing. Yeah, there
Yeah.
really is no hiding place.
insert John Travolta gif, or blow it down.
There's one more symbol we could try. If I remember it correctly. And I'm talking about the possible like rune or etching that Malika did when she brought me to that little secret cove in one of these tunnels.
It doesn't work.
The what?
It doesn't work. If you do suggest that and they try it, it doesn't work.
Shit fuck.
Shit, fuck.
Well,
right.
we know Malika's not one of them.
There's a Meridian icon.
Was it? That wasn't the symbol of Duran Balcard.
Yeah, it was the symbol of Duran Belcard.
So, did we try the Montalais symbol? So we
Huh.
tried Harrigan?
If you
Try it.
yeah, try it here again. All the symbols so far that you've said
Yeah.
don't work.
Okay.
Cool.
It
Hezron
was-
does prestidigitation and throws the Montalais symbol down there.
Doesn't work.
Okay.
Was
And,
there?
cracks his knuckles.
I'm
And,
going to take a few steps back, and by a
Kinda
few,
does
she
this to
goes back
everybody.
several yards.
One last try. The words of creation that we've seen written in like 600 different places.
No,
Was there a Meridian symbol on that arc?
it's not right.
Arch.
It's not going to be Meridian.
Okay.
And I know from my experience that this is something where you either know it or you don't. There's no other way, especially with the
Yeah, but you'd also know
Yeah.
that there are overriding symbols.
right.
Yeah, so if it is that, then sorry, I don't I don't want to spell it out, but I think I have to. So I mentioned that you, as your rank, have if this is conglomerate born, if you put your mark on it, it overrides it. You have override.
I
over
see.
a
So
lot of
yes,
shit.
I appreciate you spelling that out because
So-
we haven't really practiced that much.
Sorry.
Yet, so yeah.
Wasn't fair. So do you want to put? But again, I also am stating too, it's recording, so
Right.
they would know it's an operator if an operator is placing their mark down.
Do you know the mark of any other operators?
No.
You'd also know that's a huge taboo. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
But
I'd
also
I'd rather put my own and put my signature down, which I'll put my mark down.
okay, the door opens.
Yeah. Hezron looks disappointed.
Whoa.
There's a staircase that leads down. It looks like there's a stonework structure below. It looks like it descends for some time, and it's pitch black.
Okay,
So-
we have light.
That's fair. Just to make sure, I want to make sure the lighting settings are correct. I have night vision on Estella. I have Avran with normal vision and bright light. Sunblade is out.
Oh, yeah.
Hezron also has dark vision.
Is Sunblade 40? Right? Or is it 20?
Sunblade is. Hold on. Looking. 15-foot radius.
Okay.
Of bright light and 15 dim.
15. And so you're using it in its Sunblade form right now, not as a greatsword, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait, do merfolk not have dark vision?
Nope.
What?
Well, sorry, no, yeah, we retconned it so they do.
Oh, they do.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I mean,
that
it does make sense for them to have dark vision being under the water and
makes-
everything.
It's
Yeah.
dark down there.
Yeah,
Well,
it
It
is
is
very
dark.
dark.
I think I initially
hilarious.
said that the only ones that would have been were like the deep coastal ones, but I just ignored myself. But yeah, any bright lights from Soma? No.
I have goggles of night that I'll put on.
Okay, yeah. That's who had the goggles and
Right,
eyes.
so I can't see.
You could see.
Do you wanna
stand
cast-
next to
just
me?
Sunblade.
Yeah, he's going to be emitting light. So do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going
buddy
to
up
stay
with
close to him.
Avran.
Got it.
Yeah.
Real paladin of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you two just have
True.
survival horror vision. The rest of us.
Yeah.
True.
It's about
True.
10 foot wide, moving down. I assume that the front two are going to be Hezron Avran.
Hell yeah.
Holy
Second
warrior, bros.
Second two are going to be Estella and Kel.
It could
Sounds
be Soma.
Soma.
Could be in the-
Maybe Somux, he's got a.
Okay. And then Kel and Ruben. And just to make sure I got it right, so
Yeah.
it's going to be Avran left, Hezron right, Estella left, Soma right, Ruben left, Kel right. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Cast mage armor.
Okay. Any other pre-game spells are you wanting to cast, or any other pre-game preparations you wanting to take? The stairway does descend quite a good distance down.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna check.
It's 8 hours,
false-
so I just want to take care of it now.
I'm gonna check false life, see how long it lasts. It's an hour. Yeah,
Alright.
I'll I'll use my 1 a day, and I'll use false life.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Huh? Oh,
Roll a d4.
D4.
You only get it casted at first level.
5 temporary hit points.
Wow. It's free.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, because you're what, Meridian?
No.
No, shadow touched background.
As you descend, up ahead, you do hear the sounds of kind of like metallic banging, but it sounds like metal on stone. You do also hear the sounds of footfall, not rushing or anything, it just sounds like kind of milling about. And as you start to descend down the steps, the front two of you can see that there appears to be a larger room that you're coming into, about 20 foot high. There are 4 strange stones kind of settled inside the center of the chamber, and there are 2 hobgoblins that are walking around the room in kind of like a square pattern, keeping on the opposite side of the square as they move, moving perfectly in unison. And the thing that's strangest about them is it looks like there's something in their head, like a dagger or something that's kind of just stabbed into the side of their head. As they're moving about, they seem to be moving about in a very autonomous kind of way. They don't seem to have any agency or kind of consciousness as they're moving.
Well, that's disturbing.
They are wearing plate armor and they are wielding glaives.
Neat.
Everyone will continue forward.
Okay.
They don't look right, do they?
Yeah, Hezrod's right next to him.
Okay, yeah, if you move into the room with them, they immediately kind of stop their movements and then look towards you. The thing that I mentioned was a dagger actually seems to have like a weirdly large pommel, which spins on the tip of the dagger, and you can see that there's this green kind of glowing light now emitting out of the top of it, kind of focused on you. And as that happens, they both kind of open their mouths and kind of take a more like aggressive facial feature. And then you start hearing this coming from the weird dagger in their head.
Immediately cast Shatter.
Well, we're going to be rolling initiative.
Okay. Well, this was... God damn it. I should have just opened up. Whatever. Fuck.
If you said I sneak
Stealth never
up,
works.
you didn't say I sneak up to them.
No, that's fine. Hezrod can't.
What do you mean
Save his life
stealth?
anyways.
What would it have been stealth? I'm right. I walk right up to them. Was not I sneak up to them. I didn't
Well, it was
like with
I
Soma.
thought just throwing a Shatter down there. But
More than fair. With Soma and Estella, I'd be like, okay, you're sneaking up, right? But I did not expect to like. That's not the first thing I would think. With the Hezrod.
Shit, whoops.
Damn.
I just
Run,
looked.
sneak? Never.
Hezrod's not the leader here. He does not make the executive decisions.
More than fair.
Do you want me to
But
roll
when
again?
it starts
or you got
popping
it?
off, he's like, okay, all right, we're
What do you-
doing this loud now.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Click on yourself and roll again.
Hey, I know that music.
Did you want me to roll again, John? or-
Yeah, that's fine. And then replace it with the old one.
Okay. Okie
Ding,
dokie.
ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Neat. I'll take it.
Okay, cool.
My dex is 0, so Cal probably goes first.
Okay. Well, it looks like Soma goes even first, or
All the two of
Yeah.
us.
Even firster.
so. All right, go ahead, Soma. It is as I said, and you're just like right there at the cups of it.
Alright, waiting for people to get in melee, so I'll steady aim a short bow shot
Okay.
at the one on the west side.
Taking the shot.
West Side?
Oh, did you select your token when you rolled?
I rolled through my character sheet.
Oh yeah, you want to select your token and then go to your character sheet and roll.
Okay.
What did you get on the result?
5.
Well, that works out perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Soma, you fire the arrow. It just hits the pauldron and kind of ping. The arrow looks salvageable, but yeah. Okay. It goes to them. They kind of shift to the sides, and as they do, they kind of like lock against each other, bring the glaives forward with an upwards rush motion that kind of goes at the two frontliners.
Oh yeah.
That's a miss. And that's a miss. You then hear kind of loud footfall of marching.
No way.
You see two more hobgoblins coming from the south passageway.
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because they're outside of my range of light.
Oh, they sure are. Okay, well, you hear them. Hobgoblin's done. Estella, you're up.
I'm gonna copy what Soma's doing and also aim a short bow at the west one.
Okay. Hit.
26.
Nice.
Steady aim, I assumed, right?
Yeah, and no sneak attack on that, right?
Sneak attack, yeah. Steady aim.
Because you had steady aim.
Yeah.
Alright, as you kind of knock the arrow and fire it, it goes over Avran and hits the creature like right in the head. As it kind of like takes the shot, you can see it kind of like twitch kind of wildly, and the thing on the top of the dagger starts spinning wildly, turning bright red, and as it starts to fall, you watch as it and the head detonate. I need Avran and Hezrod both to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no!
Fucking gruesome.
Now we
Success.
know.
16.
And
Success.
I get a, what's your charisma modifier there, buddy?
5.
So I get a 20.
You watch as shrapnel flies out from the top of his head, slamming into his ally as well. And you take 3 damage, the two of you.
Oh.
Bah!
All right.
I didn't even do anything.
Estella, are you done?
Yes.
Kel?
I will Hunter's Mark this one back here,
Mm-hmm.
and then shoot him twice.
Okay. I need everyone in the chamber to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, except
shit.
for Kel.
So,
Everybody.
anyone in the staircase is part of the chamber, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be everybody in the group.
Oh,
So
just the
I got
Stella.
a 13.
Yeah. Estella, you get +5.
14
Great.
on mine.
Okay. The DC was 10, so if you failed a 10, doesn't look like anybody besides Soma and Ruben did.
Yeah.
So the two of you are
So-
deafened during your next turn?
But I don't. Am I in range of
No.
I'm gonna
Jonah's
Nope.
aura? Or
Just
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Just
Okay.
me.
I'm sorry, I forgot everybody.
The deafened condition states as follows. You can't hear, and you automatically fail any ability check that requires hearing. Kel, what you notice is as the shot rings out, there's this very just distinct kind of echo through the chamber. The stone itself seems to be reverberating the sound a lot more than a regular stone causeway would. And what you're also realizing, being keen of ear, and Estella, if you succeeded, also keen of ear, is that you can still hear the sound of the shot ringing out through the halls of the chamber, like of this space.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a boom! Ooh.
So everyone knows we're here now.
Sure.
Kel, first shot hit. Oh yeah. Second. Wait, do you have a? Yeah, you have a +2 archery. So, what was the damage on the first one? All right,
Yeah, damn.
you obliterate him. I need Avran and Hezra to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw again.
I was shooting back here at these guys.
You can't target them. Sorry, unless you move. Unless you would have moved forward.
past Toma.
Sorry, I thought I made that clear. Yeah, because you're at a kind of a steep angle. You're able to see that passageway, but you're not able to see like you're not on
I
a.
got a 9.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
I got a 10.
All right, so you both are going to take 7 points of piercing damage
Oh.
as
Too
the
bad.
shot like blazes down, hits the guy, the headpiece like, "Meh," and then you see it kind of wind inwards and then detonate. All right, and then Kel, if you want to, after the first shot, step down behind Hezrod, kind of mount up behind him and fire over his shoulder, then that's fine.
And yeah, and as I do, I'll tap him on the shoulder. But sorry about that.
And that'll hit, and that'll obliterate, probably. I mean, just based on your first roll. Yeah, you watch as it splinters him like into pieces. He detonates. His ally doesn't seem
I'm
to
not seeing his attack rolls.
It just
up
loaded
above.
for
It's
me.
up above. Scroll up.
Yeah. You got a 17 plus 2 and then a 20 plus 2.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Okay, 2 solid shots. You definitely still hear the end of the last shot as we move into Avran's turn.
Oh,
Do we
right.
got to keep making saving throws for the deafening?
If no, just the one time.
Okay.
Owen's gonna walk over these dead bodies. Oh, okay,
So
cool.
it's actually sorry about that. What?
Ma.
Yeah, nah.
Can he make it? Can he make? Nope. Shit.
Still
Balls.
getting used to close quarters.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I'd figure it out by now.
everyone will go.
He knows nothing.
Go
else.
that
You're like,
way.
oh shit, I can't melee them. They explode.
That is fair, actually.
Well, actually, dash. Yeah, that way.
Oh god. I can't see anything.
That's it. That's his turn.
The light just ran away.
you were his light in the
You
darkness.
had one job
Ran.
and you fucking failed.
Sorry, guys.
You're not sorry. You do this on purpose.
You only failed one person, to be fair.
That's it. That's a turn.
Yeah. Hezrod.
Are these here in the room, are these pillars?
No, they're like stones.
Oh, okay. Interesting arrangement. He kind of watches Avrain run out of the room and he says, "Where are you going?" Whatever. And then he comes over here and he's gonna double Eldritch Blast this guy.
Okay.
So let me see here. Make sure I got all my. Okay, so first Eldritch Blast. That's a 23. Jesus Christ, that's a piss poor roll. But it's okay because I get an extra 1d8.
It's enough to kill him. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Bam! It falls to the ground. Head explodes as he's kind of flying away. Okay.
Who's next?
I'm going to go ahead and slow the music down because it does look like you've defeated the gate guards. That being said, immediately in the aftermath of the conflict, what are we doing?
Hezrod kind of goes around and pokes whatever's left of the corpses with his spear just to make sure they're dead.
Yeah, the plate mail looks like it's very shoddily made. It looks like it was just kind of like bolted onto them. And looking at it a bit more closely, it looks like there was no concern for the person underneath. So there are points where the metal actually like bites into the flesh where the joints are. There's points on it that it looks like there is kind of like very kind of large rashing on their kind of bright, vibrant, kind of tan skin. From where the metal is kind of rubbed against them raw. And it very much looks like there's no kind of under armor that was placed on the individual. They just like bolted plates of metal to them in a plate armor like fashion.
He kind of scowls and he looks up at the rest of them and he says,
I doubt these individuals were willing.
Doesn't seem so.
They
You-
are victims.
You hear a loud sound. It sounds like stone screeching on stone. It's coming
direction?
from this way. And it definitely echoes everywhere, so it's very, very well noticed.
yeah. Hezrod immediately moves to the mouth of that hallway and kind of assumes a ready position with his shield and spear.
Okay.
Avran, come here.
I'm coming.
Do you have light by chance, Hezron?
Yes.
Could you cast
Cast it on you.
Yeah.
Looking at
And then, like, almost like dismissively, he's like, I'm in the middle of something, like, like just throws it on you, and then like goes right back to what.
So yeah, I hold out my amulet. That's no. I hold out my orb of time for him to do it too.
okay.
Nice.
So we can pocket it when I need to.
Looking at Abran annoyedly, I assume, while that's happening. Like,
Yes.
I'll be your light. Whoosh, whoosh, fluff. I gotta whoosh. I gotta go
Everyone-
whoosh.
Everyone will start heading down to check out the sound.
Okay.
Hezrod's gonna go with him.
Okay. There's a door at the end of the hall. The door in question looks like it's made of the same material as the door that you entered in. However, this door looks like it has a mechanism for opening. It looks like it is a very ornate but old style kind of door handle that appears to have a lock and key mechanism, like a deadbolt,
Does it look?
and an internal kind of for the knob key.
Does it look like it opens inside or outside?
Do not see any hinges.
Okay.
If that's
Um,
the nature of your question.
He kind of like puts his spear across Avran's chest, and he says,
We should wait for the others. They are better at handling locks and searching for traps than we are.
If you kind of
I mean, you are pretty good at finding them, but they are much better at disarming them.
you
This
inspect
is true.
you inspected it long enough, Avran, to note that it's not a door; it's a pocket door, so it slides to one side.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Can everyone
Presumably
melt?
that's the scraping sound. It slid closed.
No. You didn't see it open, and some of you had vision on it, so
Ah.
yeah, it
Can
definitely
everyone
sounded like
melt
something
the
beyond it.
door? The
Did you
lock.
say mount?
Melt
"How?"
with the sun blade.
No,
Stick the.
it's not a lightsaber.
It's
Mhm.
not an actual sun.
Some
Well,
of
that's
will,
disappointing.
Pretty close.
That's not how it works.
Okay.
Some will
That'd
do
be
the
OP.
usual
not,
rogue
though?
thing of checking on it mechanically and for traps or any kind of
Sure.
mechanism.
Go ahead and make an investigation or perception. Roll your choice. And also, as you're kind of moving in that direction, you'll note there's a very large kind of tapestry that's kind of hanging from the ceiling. It's parted in a way that allows you to kind of see beyond it. And it looks like there are a bunch of boxes and barrels and such beyond it. As you kind of look at the door and are paying attention, you would notice that there appears to be at the foot of the door, like similar to the brick spacing, like kind of out, jutted away from it. But you actually recognize that it's a pressure plate. So that if you were to push the door open, or not push the door, slide the door open, it would cause the plates to lift up. So the plates are being kept down by the door.
Is there
To know.
an easy way to block the mechanism, or pretty much just with the way the door is constructed, there's no way to sneak something in there before it triggers?
If you'd like to make a Thieves' Tools intelligence check, you can certainly throw it to try and disarm the trap before opening the door.
Before doing that, can I look a little closer through the tapestry to see what's...
Yeah, so it looks like a bunch of boxes and barrels. They have clear indicators on them of House Gravesend, which would be the people who make the bricks. If you look in the boxes, you will note that there are a bunch of bricks in them. The barrels, if you'd like to check them, I can tell you what's in them.
Sure, I'll sneak and I can roll a stealth check if need be to go a little
Sure.
in there to check.
When you pop open one of the barrels, it is filled to the brim with a briny fluid that has kind of a pink-ish color to it. But
And I'm going to-
it smells
sorry.
like it smells very fishy and briny.
And there are more of the bricks inside of there, you said? Or, sorry.
No, not inside of the barrels, inside of the boxes. The barrels have the fluid, and the boxes have the bricks. And it looks like some of them have been put to the middle, like in a staging, like position, like they're going to be utilized for something.
Okay. And I'm going to assume I have zero idea what the fishy liquid is.
It smells terrible.
Okay. And is that a door?
You can make a
here?
nature, or if you're trained in nature or arcana, you can attempt to figure out what the fishy liquid is.
Nope.
Anybody, if you want to.
I am.
Okay.
Nature.
Nature.
Not sure. Ooh.
You're not sure, but you definitely know for sure, being the case, it is some sort of like fluid from inside of a creature. And you would also know, just based on the smell, it probably has at least it's either a small level of acidity or a very high level of acidity. Based on the
Maybe like
barrels, it could be some sort of stomach acid, yeah. But based on the size of the manufacture of the barrels, you can kind of see that the lining on the interior is tin. So you're pretty sure that that was done intentionally.
Yuck. Seems to be some sort of stomach acid or something.
Don't reach into it. God.
Anybody else want to take a crack at checking out what that stuff is, or no?
Ruben will come over and inspect it, see if he can determine anything of its magical properties.
Arcana.
Just getting to that side. Arcana. Bam.
12 is not terribly great. Basically the same. You would know that it's probably acidic.
Damn.
And that's here, or is that this? This is the tapestry here, right?
Yeah, these are the
This
barrels
is
and
the sliding
boxes.
door. Yeah. All right.
And inside of this chamber, there are two sliding doors. It doesn't look like too dissimilar from the other ones. You kind of do a quick scan of what you already know about these kind of sliding doors. You would see that there are no pressure plates that are set underneath. It doesn't look like it has the same issue as the other door.
Well, they normally would only put traps on doors leading to important stuff, so I'm going to go back to that one.
Okay,
Sense.
We said it was only nature or arcana?
correct. You have to be trained in it to roll it.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm going to motion people back away just in case this goes horribly awry. And then you said Thieves' Tool Intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you're kind of fiddling with the mechanism, working towards it. Oh no, I said thieves' tools. Did I say intelligence?
You did.
Yes.
You agreed to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you're kind of
If
No.
it could have been another stat, I would have certainly chose something I'm
Wait, could I
not
help him
terrible
with
at.
that?
But
if you're trained in thieves' tools, yeah, you could apply help, but it wouldn't change anything here. Help would just give
Yeah.
advantage. As you're kind of fiddling with the device, you trigger it, and you hear a loud sound that appears to go on the opposite side of the door. It almost sounds like a number of plates of metal kind of slamming together very quickly.
That doesn't sound good.
I think this way's closed now.
That's Rod.
That's right. Chad, you're muted. I thought I'm going.
And then
I was just saying I could probably decimate everything in a certain volume.
gonna back up some more.
5 feet of lead.
All you if you want to try, but yeah, it sounds like there's a lot, and I don't want to open the door and find out.
So what we've determined is that there's so
Weird.
Pressure plate. These boxes here are sitting on a pressure plate.
No.
The
This
door
door
was
is
right
right
here.
Let me explain. The door, it's a pocket door. If it slides open, the plates that it's sitting on will lift up. That's already happened because they were messed around with, and it caused whatever to happen on the other side of the door to happen. To the south, there are boxes that are filled with mycelium bricks with the house Gravesend marker on them, and also barrels with the house Gravesend marker on them that are filled with this pink, briny-smelling fluid, which Kel thinks might be stomach acid, and Ruben is pretty sure is acidic, to the volume of which he's not sure. Do you want-
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you have nature trained, Hezrod, you could take a crack at finding out what that is, or if you'd like, you can, play around with it. But again,
I do have nature trained,
Roll
so
it.
I would like to take a guess first. I got a 22.
yeah. So you would be kind of like, whoa, because you are familiar with the creature known as the Kraken. This is Kraken's stomach acid. It's actually seen as a high commodity amongst merfolk people, and also, from what you assume, surface folk. It appears to be a very acidic material that is very great for disposing of biological material.
So that's
You're
the
still
lie.
muted. You're still muted.
No,
Oh, I thought you were talking.
No. He kind of leans over and he takes a whiff and he's like,
Oh. Yes, this is Kraken stomach acid. Very good for dissolving bodies.
Noted.
Or perhaps mycelium.
Should we take a box or two?
No, not yet. Not yet.
do I know how well this stuff works on like stone and metal?
Not very well at all. No.
Okay.
It's mostly biological material that it consumes.
Have we explored down this way?
I was focused on the door with the trap. John, I'll slide the door open just to confirm that there's
Door's locked.
in the way. Yeah. Okay.
Well, the door's locked. Like, you never unlocked it. You just messed with the trap.
Oh, I could try to unlock it then, I guess.
Yeah.
Find out that I
You would
can't.
immediately recognize that the sliding mechanism, clicky-click stuff, probably had something to do with the actual door. Because there doesn't appear to be a lock mechanism in the way that you were expecting. Just sheet.
All right. Step back. Step back further.
You want a bomb?
No,
Would you care to elaborate?
He's kind of gauging the distance, and then he's like, "Yeah, okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to."
Sure.
Do you want to check the other hallways, or?
We could
Yep.
check the other hallways. Halfway down this one.
I mean,
I think we should take at least a box and put it in the bag of beholders.
So-
Acids and barrels, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
acids and barrels.
I
And-
wouldn't.
You should be very careful because if, okay,
box of stomach
A, the
acid.
bag of beholdering is biological material.
That's
So
I
if you
don't think
put
that's
one
a
of
good
these
idea.
in the
We'll just leave
bag
them.
and it spills, it's gonna cause all kinds of fucking problems.
Not to mention
magical
everything that we
biological
already got in
material.
there.
Magical being the first property, right? I don't want to test that theory, but yeah.
I
I don't think it's a good idea.
think it's hilarious. But
I was
It's a
just,
great debate.
we might need it for a later
also the
endeavor.
barrels
Well,
are
we know where it is.
the
So
per-
that's good.
the presumed weight on the
Okay.
barrels is about 400 pounds.
Yeah, we can lift that.
It's a lot of
Hezron's
stomach
going
acid.
to start with just a normal shatter at second level,
Okay.
nothing added, and he's gonna center it directly in the middle of that door.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll that.
Are you using any features to augment the
No,
spell?
I'm just gonna start with like just a normal level 2 shatter.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, we'll talk about upgrading it.
Oh,
So that's going to be 7 damage. Roll shit damage on that, but okay.
Yeah, it definitely causes some bowing in the metal, but it doesn't seem to kind of knock it out of its frame. Basically, more or less what you just did is barred it from sliding.
Okay. He cracks his knuckles and kind of like readies his hands. I'm going to cast another shatter at level 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I'm going to use, I believe it's Annihilating Edict.
Okay.
blow that shit up!
Cast a spell that, cast a spell that deals damage, take 5 necrotic damage per level of that spell, which is going to be 15 damage for Hezrod. This is going to make it max damage. Damage can't be reduced or prevented. It ignores immunity and resistance of objects or structures and deals double damage to objects or structures.
Yep.
So that's going to be, I believe, 4d8, which is going to be a total of, well, it's going to be a lot of
It's
damage.
maxed out.
Yeah, and then it's doubled. So the point
Right.
is as you kind of like finish kind of pulling in the dark winds in that hand and kind of moving them forward and just emanating them forward to burst the door, you watch as the entirety of the door and bits of the frame just disappear as dust just kind of fills that center column and just falls into the air in that space.
Does it get the metal behind it too?
It seems to clear out the entirety of that frame.
Oh.
Just whoosh.
Right.
No, I
It's
mean
like,
the metal that slid closed on the other side.
it's like as he casts the spell, there's like a wave of force that sort of like washes over him, and as it does, you watch it sort of like lacerate his skin, and like little sprays of blood sort of like wash off of his body as he casts this spell.
the door is basically just evaporated into dust. And you would see that there is a passageway beyond and a staircase, or rather, what was a staircase. Instead, now it's just a flat ramp that shoots straight down. And at the bottom of this kind of flat ramp, you see 2 of the hobgoblins with the spikes in their head, and a third hobgoblin who's not in plate armor, who has 3 spikes in his head.
Jesus.
And they're just kind of staring at the door, and when the door disappears, they all kind of like lock up like they're prepared for combat. So if you're going that way, I'm going to have you roll initiative.
So that was my free use of Channel Divinity from my +1 amulet.
Noted.
He turns around, looks at Soma, and he says, "That's how you open a door."
Fine work, Chief Remodeler.
The chief exploder doing his thing. Exploding doors.
Just chiefly duties.
Selected. Rolling initiative.
I forgot to add that. Oh, shit.
Hey, there we go.
Actually, I think I'm maxed out on attunements. Remember correctly.
Oh,
All right.
You want to? I'm just roll again. Great.
At the start of combat, I would like for everybody to roll a perception check.
I mean, does a passive perception work?
No, it's a rolling of perception.
Okay.
Because you're moving into an active combat. Passive perception would have been like if we're not in a fight. And I'm giving you a free roll.
Yeah, I got a 20. Damn, who rolled that 27? Damn.
Gotta go fast. All right. Everybody's on?
Yep.
Soma, you're up.
Did I get anything out of that
Oh.
27%?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
My brain did a dump. So if you got 20 or higher, you definitely hear footfalls coming from behind you. It sounds like they're in the kind of passageway that kind of around the bend.
With that in mind, hold on a second here.
Which bend? This
No,
bend?
no, this way.
Okay.
You have to actively attune to an item to attune to it, right? Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't attune naturally. Okay,
Correct.
gotcha.
I'm going to ask a mechanical question, John, because I haven't been in this situation before, and you can tell me that it's stupid and I should shut up. But could I hypothetically know?
Stupid.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
what was it? What was it?
Knowing that there's possibly things coming from down that hallway, could I bonus action dash to hide around the corner and stab one of them when they eventually come around?
Well,
like, with
you
ready
could
action?
bonus action hide. You can't bonus action dash, because if you are going to hide, it needs to be either your action or bonus action.
I was under the impression they wouldn't know that I'm there, depending on where
If
they're
you
at.
run, they're going to be aware that someone ran up the hallway, just like they're aware that you are. But if you take efforts to not be found out, then you can hide.
I won't get over to that spot with just 30 feet of movement. That's what
Right.
I was asking. Like,
Well, you can bonus action dash action hide, but you wouldn't have an attack afterwards. But if they move past you like quickly,
yeah, I do have Sentinel, so that's what I'll try to do.
okay. All right. Cool. Estella, you're up.
I
Aren't aware of what's happening with Soma.
he's being weird, and so I'm gonna be moving up this way.
Well, from a tactical sense, it does look like he's watching your back. So
Right. What's the range on a short bow again?
it's longer than that. But again, they're at a
Yeah.
deficit, so you need to be kind of at the door to shoot down at them.
Right. Like right up at the door.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh.
Otherwise, they'd have cover, and from there they'd have total cover. So you need to be at least there to be able to shoot them.
Oh, I can shoot them from there.
Yeah, but they'll have cover, so they'll have +2 to their AC.
Why not?
So to interpret the stairwell, the slide of metal was the stairs sliding into a slide.
Yep.
Okay.
Character sheet. Oh wait, no. I thought I had 35. It's only 30, so I can only go there. Never mind.
You're a high elf.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you're a wood elf.
No, I'm a high elf.
Okay.
Well, is a wood elf.
That's right. That's right. So pew pew from there. That's fine.
Oh, I can.
I'll allow it. It's still they have cover, but yeah.
That's fine. There it is. Sorry.
Okay. The bow fires, and you kind of the arrow just does not make it. It kind of just hits the wall and kind of as it's kind of scratching, hits like a bend in the middle and kind of breaks. It doesn't make it all the way there. Okay. That it for you? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Estella done. It goes to this guy.
All right.
Oh no, sorry, this guy. This guy.
Oh yeah, you. It wasn't all the way up. It looked like me.
Okay. So you hear him kind of muttering. It's almost kind of like a weird, kind of just strange muttering mantra. You then see like kind of a flicker of light from out that way, and then you see a mote of flame fly out from the stairwell, kind of like illuminating through as it passes, kind of hits right in front of Estella and the ceiling, and then detonates. I need.
Hammer spell?
You can't see the caster.
Okay, fair.
And also, I think, yeah, you're 5 feet out of the range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I need Estella, Hezrod, Avran, and Ruben to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah. So Hezrod sees this thing come up the stairs, and then right before it detonates, he goes, "Oh no!"
I've never been on this side of it.
Hey,
20.
I'll take it.
Oh, nice.
So the DC is 13
So yeah, Hezron got a 15. Thank you, Avran.
Sorry, Avran.
Estella,
You're okay.
Estella, you take no
I
damage.
was here, and I started moving when I thought it was my turn. It still hits me, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would have been above Estella. So
Got it.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Estella, you take no damage. Ruben, you take half damage, and Avran, you are the only one who takes the damage full. So it is. No. Thank you. So 25 for Avran and 12 for everyone else, and none for Estella.
Yay.
All right.
As the smoke clears, Hezron's like, "Rah," and he goes, weak.
Okay. You then
How much damage? I'm sorry.
25, and I clicked the wrong spell, but it's the same damage. Lightning bolt and fireball have the same.
Gotcha.
Okay. You then hear kind of like a locking in place. It sounds like the individuals who are there are kind of in a defensive posture. And then the footfall that you were hearing before, Soma and everyone else who could hear it on your 20s is getting closer. Though you're pretty sure that with the sound of it, they're probably going to come right around the corner any second. That's it for the Hobgoblin team. Goes to Ruben.
Nobody's vocalized the footsteps, so do I think that the daggers would be able to be pulled out with 10 pounds of pulling?
You're not sure.
Okay. All right. So how far away is the ramp? It's like here, right?
It's right at the door. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the staircase.
I'm gonna. All right. I'm gonna move 30 feet up.
Okay.
I'll be here, so I can see down there.
Yeah, so you can see them enough to cast a spell. If you're casting a ranged spell, they'll have cover because they're kind of down a ways a bit.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the hand to try and pull out one of the daggers, the hobgoblins.
Okay. So they do seem to move to kind of resist it, but even still, you kind of grab a hold of it. And once you do, you kind of try and pull, and they're wiggling away from you, trying to keep it from being pulled. They're defensive about it. So you do actually get one good tug at it, and you realize that you don't have the force to yank it.
Yeah. All right. I had something else. I'm going to. That's my full 30 feet. I'm gonna Misty Step away, so I'm out of cover, or out in cover. I'm going to be in here. Here.
Okay. Okay. All right, Ruben done. Kel, you're up.
All right.
Sorry. I do want to give a piece of information real quick. Ruben, go ahead and make a free Arcana check.
You got it.
It definitely would come to you as this happens. Sorry about that, John.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, you're with a 26. Your assumption is that it's not really a dagger. It definitely has a dagger-like look to it, and the presumption is that it's well kind of ingratiated in there, and whatever's causing the detonation isn't small, so it's like it's in there. It's internal. You know what I mean?
Okay. I was just hoping that I'd be able to give it a good tug and it would explode and affect everybody in there.
Explode or like pull it out, and maybe they'd be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the last ones there wasn't really much to kind of pull over to find
Right.
out how it
They
works.
just boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Bang, boom. John, go ahead.
All right. I was going to have Kiora go up the wall.
Okay, that'll happen on Kyora's initiative, which is right after your turn.
Yep. But I will kind of get right here.
Yeah, it's a rock. The rock's about 3 foot high, so if you want to drop down, get cover, you can as well.
Oh, hell yeah. And ready in action.
Shoot anything that comes around that corner.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Hezron. Oh. Okay. Up the wall and
Up the wall.
on the ceiling. Cool, cool, cool.
On the ceiling.
Kel done. Hezron up.
Hezrod moves over here, kind of ducks behind the corner for a second, drops his spear, pulls out a bomb, lights it, and just throws it down the stairs.
Okay. Make a.
Effective.
Let me see. I have
He is the chief explorer.
recipes.
I think this belongs to you.
Good times. Bomb.
Bomb.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Bomb, bomb, ba bomb.
Roll 3d6. The hobgoblins will have advantage. Not the caster, but
Ooh.
the other two.
Ooh.
Okay. As you throw it forward, it kind of hits the wall and kind of bounces directly into the face of one of them and explodes. Just seems to blow him up so that even the mechanism doesn't have a second to kind of catch. The other one gets its shield up in between him and the other and will take half.
Cool. So as a bonus action, let me just check the wording of this real quick. Oh, whoops, didn't want to do that. Oh, okay. I guess he'll just pick up his spear, and that'll be that.
Why'd you put the frightened symbol on Kiora?
Brightness?
Why'd you put the frightened symbol? No.
Because she's frightening.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a Hezron.
Spider noises.
Oh yeah, that's it for Hezrod.
I ran.
I could cast more spells, but A, I don't want them to get counterspelled, and B, we just got here, so I'm trying to conserve resources.
Ooh, that sounds like a smart thing.
Who are you?
I love hearing that. It's really
Who are
cool.
really nothing everyone can do here.
That's what's great about a bomb.
That's
is
a
it
lie.
can't be counterspelled.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna walk up.
It can be countered with a baseball bat, maybe.
Gonna
I
walk
didn't
up
see
to
anybody
here.
holding a baseball bat.
Why do you
Gonna
keep
walk
Yeah.
up to there.
Why do you keep putting icons that mean something on Kiora? Stop. John. Annoying. Avaran, you are moving.
Yep, right there, and then I'm just gonna hold my action to swing when something gets in the range.
You mean ready or in action?
Yeah,
Okay.
to swing.
Cool, cool. So you are hiding. It looks like everybody's turning their attention that way.
Is there any chance that Estella is looking, might glance over here for me to try to thieves can't silently convey that there's stuff coming from this direction?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Other than
Sure.
that, I'll just still continue lying in wait.
Okay. Readying in action now. Okay.
I guess if I can bonus action help with some kind of gesture to Avran, I'll do that.
I love it.
I love helpies.
Okay.
Bees.
Soma done. Estella up. It does sound like there's still hobgoblins down the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
The slip and slide.
Oh, We're gonna move forward and shoot at him again.
This one in the back definitely looks like the caster, the one with the 3 things in its head. The
This
one in
one?
front looks like it's a wounded individual. The guy in the back doesn't look like he was touched by the bomb at all.
Okay. Well, we're gonna shoot at the asshole who tried to blow us up.
Okay.
26.
Yeah. That will hit. Hold on a second. He will use his reaction as you fire the arrow, and he looks at you like dead on. He just kind of robotically reaches forward, grabs a hold of the hobgoblin in front of him, and then pulls him in like this, and it slams into the hobgoblin's face. He then just lets him go. As he's doing so, you see the spinning going, and then it stops as one of the ones on top of his head kind of locks in place.
I don't like this fucker. So is the shield goblin dead now?
Yeah.
Okay, well it looks like Ezra's just gonna keep throwing bombs down the stairs.
She used, or I'm sorry, the hobgoblin mage. She used the guardian and used her reaction to make it take the hit. Also, she has a trait if one of her guards succeeds on their saving throw, she doesn't take damage from area of effect.
Right.
But anyways,
And then I'm gonna move back here.
okay,
It's probably not gonna do much, but
no worries.
it's something.
Almost robotically, just throwing out another fireball, pretty much in the same spot, I think.
Fuck.
Yep, right in the same spot.
Dexterity.
Ezrod, Stella, and Ruben both. I'll give you advantage because the curtain, Ruben, for your dexterity saving throw.
Wow.
Yeah, an 18.
21.
Success. Estella, just the 11, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll still take half because you have evasion. And it looks like the other 2 saved, so they'll both take half as well. And half damage is 13.
Too bad.
So as the moat flies up, hits, and explodes, Ruben kind of pulls the tapestry forward. A brunt of heat kind of passes by. Estella just kind of throws herself against the wall, Elven Cloak kind of taking the brunt, but still the heat being felt. And Hezrod in the corner just kind of back. No, don't get the bombs! Keep dealing fire damage to the guy with the
That could be
explosives.
bad.
Don't hit the bombs. No.
Then I need anybody who's planning on taking a ranged action to go ahead and shoot it.
I already did my action.
Oh, sorry, it was Kel. You were readying a bang bang.
Yeah,
A bang bang.
When you're ready, you only get the one shot. So just
that's what I figured.
17 will hit.
Neat.
Oof.
Let's see. Can we roll one of them for piercing?
Checking. Neither of them were 2s or 1s.
Oh, is that? I thought it was any. Oops. Ignore
Let me
that.
double check.
I have it right here.
Yeah, click it. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So one's now an 8.
Okay.
Add 3 more to it.
So then it would be no. It would. Yeah, it's 2 5s. That's right. Okay. Cool.
21.
All right. So she kind of steps out, and then she'll finish her movement, going there. And these 4 will kind of show up as well, finishing their movement. As they're moving forward, they have large shields, and as they're kind of coming up, you hear this kind of shh, and as they kind of pull up their hand, you see they're carrying Harrigan pistols.
Oh shit.
And since target-wise, I'm kind of not... I don't have a lot. I'm just going to shoot at Abran 4 times.
Do it. With
Yeah.
disadvantage.
You dodged? Oh, displacement.
No.
Displacement.
Yeah.
2,
Jeebus.
3,
AC is a 17, by the way.
4. Miss, hit, miss, miss. So just
Okay.
the one. And it will do 12 points of piercing damage.
Nice. Okay.
The lady that kind of pops out there, she doesn't appear to have anything kind of like in her, oddly. She has one eye that's covered over with a bandage, but you can also see that there are small bits of metal that are kind of creeping out underneath the bandage, from underneath the bandage. She's wearing chainmail, but looking at the chainmail, it actually looks like a bunch of like wires that have been kind of sewn together, kind of form fit on her body. She has a shield that's just a very large plate of metal that looks like it was just kind of bolted to her arm. And she has a very large mace. And as she kind of comes into view, she throws her hand forward and will cast a spell.
Not okay.
You see her kind of like push forward her mace and then kind of hold it close to her chest. And as she does so, you watch the hole that kind of hit from the bullet kind of heal up rather nicely. Almost entirely.
Saucy.
Indeed. All right, that's it for the Hobgob squad. Although she's not a Hobgoblin, by the way. She does appear to be just an Osirian woman. Ruben, you are up. Again, not aware of this
Sorry
situation
to
yet.
interject, but from the Hobgoblin squad, did the ones come through?
Yeah.
Could I have stabbed one? Sorry, I was.
Oh, they didn't come within melee
No,
range.
yeah, they didn't
Okay.
come all the
Okay.
way through. They stopped and shot at Abram.
I mean, understandable.
Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't have enough movement to get all the way out there. Otherwise, I'd be hitting you with the guns.
Okay.
So yeah, Ruben.
Step out
Mm-hmm.
and well, I guess I'm seeing all this, right?
Yeah, I'd say you'd see like the aftermath of the spell casting. You would recognize that she appears to be casting with the White Wind. She's a divine caster.
Okay.
And I'm looking at Ruben kind of expectantly, like, you gonna cast a fireball? I'd love to see it.
I'm gonna cast a fireball.
Attaboy.
Shooting towards the back line of them, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
don't
that's
kill
why I
the
don't hit anybody.
Oh, you
Just
can
like
hit
you're-
Abram if you want.
Okay, so towards the back,
As a
so you don't
treat.
hit the spider. Got it. Cool.
What are the ceilings?
10 feet.
Oh.
20 feet in the chamber. 10 feet for the hallways. Okay, so saving throws from them.
Dex.
Mm-hmm.
18, please.
Fail, 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 fail. And from the gauntlet. Success. No
Alright.
success.
Ooh.
Wait. No success. Why did it roll twice?
It rolled out too.
Yeah, it rolled out in the open and it rolled into the GM. That's really weird.
That
Cats.
is weird.
It's not the first time it's done that with weird new monsters that I pick up from cool books. But yeah,
Roll 20, you're drunk.
that's fine. I'm gonna go with the obviously to assuage any claims of cheating. I will go with the one that rolled out in the open.
Cheater!
Good damage.
The hobgoblins burst into flames and all kind of like twist and fall to the ground. As they're doing so, you can hear the pops and sizzles of the explosion devices detonating. And the lady takes the full brunt of it, but she's still standing.
Does she take explosions from her hobgoblin
She
friends?
appears to be immune to the piercing damage.
Whack!
I smell burning hair and flesh. Good job.
Ruben done?
Yes.
Kel, you're up.
Right. Appears to be immune to piercing damage.
Yeah. No, the piercing damage. The piercing damage from the explosion. Sorry, not all piercing damage. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
No, you shot her and it wounded her. We already covered that.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it hurt. It could have
Sorry.
gone through her, and not hurt her,
Sorry, the piercing damage from the explosions.
We're doing 1 and 2.
All right.
Uh,
That'll get her. Both hits hit damage.
that'll show her.
After
Yeah.
this, I got one more bullet.
Second one killed her. Bang, bang. You shoot her in the chest. She kind of like stumbles, and you shoot her in the face. She falls. It seems like as she's falling, you can kind of see a bit more of her. She's kind of like falling forward. You can see that the shield does appear to have 2 nails that go through her arm and are kind of connected to the plate. And if you look at her hand as she's falling, you can actually see like these strange blade-like devices that are connected to like the gauntlet of the handle of the big mace she had. And when she falls, it doesn't she doesn't drop it out of her hands. It seems to be hard connected. If you ever see that movie with Daniel Radcliffe where they like bolt guns to his hands, it's what they did to this lady, but with
Yeah, Kimbo.
Or any Hellraiser movie.
or any Hellraiser movie ever. Yeah. Very much the vibe. Kel done? Any movements?
No, I'll sit right there. I'll be like, whew.
All right, Hezron.
He comes around the corner
Mm-hmm.
and kind of stares down at this bitch at the bottom of the stairs, and he says,
That's quite enough of that.
bonus action Hex,
Okay.
and then Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Old reliable. So first Eldritch Blast, that's an 11. Boo.
Miss.
Second Eldritch Blast, that's a crit. That's what we like to see.
Hey, yo.
So it's going to
that's gonna
be
actually an extra 2d8 and an extra 2d6.
Boom, damage.
For like style points, can he do this as he's like diving down the stairs, like John Woo style?
Are you wanting to slide down the steps?
Yeah, I'm gonna move into melee range.
Okay. So yeah, if you are jumping and falling prone, all of this movement is free, but you're prone at the end of it.
Can I use my remaining movement to stand up?
100%.
Yeah, that's how he's
Yeah.
gonna do it.
So as you kind of come out of the doorway and jump and are flying, the Eldritch Blast flies. And at that second, it's really strange. You don't know why it happens, but in the doorway behind you, as like she's looking up at you, a bunch of like white pigeons kind of just start flying in the door frame for no reason. And then you kind of like slam down the slide. The pigeons weren't real though; they're gone now. And then
I
He's
was
large in the
around.
group.
Damage on that was
24, I think.
12, yeah, 24. So now Hezrod is at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
standing.
Mm-hmm.
Still has
Bonus action hex,
isn't it?
action shot. You can still move 5, 10, 15. You can have 10 feet of movement left.
Yeah, basically, I want to be like sort of as like close to this individual as possible, so they can't try to like fireball me without
Sure.
also catching themselves.
Hezra done. Avran up.
Avram is going to use his action to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
First level, and then not the 10. And then he's going to does he hear? There aren't like there's not okay. So we're just gonna go back this way.
Mostly just a sizzling sound from the hobgoblins.
That's okay. Alright. That's it.
Me
Like,
too,
I think-
on the menu.
Yeah, I would think that the fireball heated the plate armor hot enough that like it's kind of like cooking the skin and meat of the hobgoblins underneath.
Horrible, but
I just
they're
again
already dead.
want to make sure you understand how horrible people you are. Soma. Are they coming?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll step out. Are none of them left now?
Oh, they're all dead.
Yeah. All right. I got
I
nothing
just
on
want
him.
to. I want to imagine Ruben came out, looked at someone, was like finger guns, and like the fireball flew. Like that was a somatic gesture. And like, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Don't worry, buddy. I got you.
My work here is done. I'll head back over towards that door that we opened. That's my
Got it.
movement neck.
Estella.
We'll come back from around the corner and then let's see, it's 5. Head down, I believe.
Dashing as a bonus action.
No dash.
So you're just sliding straight down.
Oh, it's a ramp. Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
it was a
Hezron
ramp.
demolished it.
That's right.
Yeah, if you want, you
I'm
can
sorry,
fall
remodel.
prone and slide down.
Remodeled, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sliding down exhausts none of your movement, but it does mean you end prone at the end of the movement.
Right.
You'll end up here, but you'll be on your back or on your side or on your stomach, whichever you prefer.
Right.
I'm assuming that Hezrod slid on his stomach. I'm assuming smarter people will probably just do like a feet first power slide down this.
Yeah.
But I assume Hezrod John Wooed it all the way, like bullet mode, like what's it called?
Yeah.
Max Payne.
Oh, see, my brain went to like a penguin
Both can be true.
sliding down.
like that level in Mario.
Mario
Like-
slide, yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Sorry. Penguins are just really cute when they slide on their belly.
But yeah, you can move to there.
That seems really dumb to shoot at the lady again because she used the
Do
other.
it.
You know what?
Well, she doesn't have
Hezrod
anybody.
is- Well,
Shoot her.
she could try Hezrod, but
25 will hit.
Great.
And she has an adjacent ally of yours, so you get sneak.
yes,
That was
True.
like the real reason I wanted to move into melee.
that's fair. That's
But
fair.
also, hey, stop fireballing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will kill Hezrod. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, as all 3 of the eyes.
I'm so sorry. That's also
It's
part
okay.
of why.
It's fine. Hezron has blood to spare.
Okay.
Oh no.
It looks like it's an 8.
Oh no.
That is an 8.
Okay. So it's a
Anyone
failure.
have-
You'll take 37 points of piercing damage. Just the whole of her head just goes. It's like this most massive. Like if you've ever seen Gallagher like hit a watermelon with like an extreme amount of force, R.I.P. That's her head, but it's followed by just like a shit ton of shrapnel. It's like someone.
37?
Yeah, 37. It's like someone put a claymore mine inside of her head.
Again,
Nice.
any Hellraiser movie.
So the
Okay.
good news is
Yeah, also
Hezron's
Hellraiser.
still alive. The bad news is he is really, really fucked up.
Removing all turns from the list, because I think that clears the board.
Yay! We
Wow.
did it.
Well
So he's
done.
like, "Ah!" and then like this arrow comes in, hits this thing in the head, and he says, "Ah!" and then boom, and he's like, "Ah!"
Pop.
against the wall, and he's just like lying in the middle of these like all these just body parts.
You slide
and then
down.
she'll slide down.
Okay.
I think. Da, 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 da.
Is there a way back up?
Not really.
Oh, we're
Oh.
up here.
Anybody got pitons?
Yeah,
You
we
just
got
throw us a
like
rope.
87 pittance.
I have 5.
We
I-
can string
have
up
a
rope.
There's a very easy way to solve this, probably with my immovable rod and some rope, and I have slippers of spider climbing,
you
so I can
wanna
walk up and
leave
down.
It
Mm.
But
behind.
yeah, so
Okay, so
Wait.
real quick before I start burning spell slots and healing myself, who all is hurt?
I'm down to 38 from 63.
Okay. So it does sound like we're kind of moving into an aftermath situation. So I just want to make sure, beat for beat, we kind of have a good track of it. Sounds like people are kind of talking over each other, so we're just going to do the normal method. I'm going to go left to right. Tell me what you're doing right after the fight. I'm going to start with, on the left, Jonah. What's everyone doing right after the fight?
Jonah's gonna hit himself. Cure wounds. And go downstairs.
Okay, sliding downstairs. Elizabeth, what's Estella doing?
Well, I was looking to see if I had a potion of healing, but I don't. Sorry. I
Hezrod
thought I
has
did.
several if you'd like one.
Oh, no. She was gonna give you one.
Oh.
So Chad,
But I
give
don't have
yourself
any,
one.
so
So, speaking of, Chad, you're next.
I'm Gucci.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to figure out who all is hurt because I have mass cure wounds.
Oh,
It's a good spell.
But also, if most everybody is okay, I might just burn that spell.
Estella looks untouched. Afran looks like not really wounded at
Yeah.
all.
Only my
Soma,
temp hit
I
points
wasn't even
got touched.
Soma and Keller untouched. Ruben looks like he's a little toasty.
I'm
so
at
it's really
half.
just Ruben and Hezrod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hezrod's gonna cast a 5th level cure wounds on himself.
Okay.
And then he'll probably finish that off with a healing potion, and then he has healing potions and other healing spells available if Ruben needs them. So let's start with that 5th level cure wounds.
you get bonuses to healing, right?
No.
Oh,
I'm not that kind of cleric. I'm the opposite of that kind of cleric.
got you.
The 4 is not included. That's for Great Eradicator.
Yeah. So 25, not a great roll.
Not bad.
Yeah. So I'll just be over here rolling dice and burning resources.
Okay, that's fine. And if you're gonna pass anything over towards Josh, go ahead and do so.
Yeah, I'm trying to establish like how much he needs.
Understood.
Ready?
Oh, I just realized I forgot to change a thing, and I'm doing that now. Next up is John.
Is he here?
Huh?
I don't think
I was
John's
muted.
here. Oh. Ah!
I pretty much just walk over with Kiora, kind of look down and be like, "Oh, looks steep."
Oh,
Jesus
whoa.
Christ!
Look, see.
Damn.
I've forgotten to change your name on the overlay, Josh.
Oh my
Perfect.
god.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, look, it's Coral as Ruben.
Coral. Ruben as Coral. Coral?
It's
Coral?
not your
Yeah,
coral.
I mean,
Wow.
it's
Wait, hold on.
the show's done now, so
Hold on. Sorry.
It's a legacy joke.
I just looked at the chat. Did you really roll?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
It's real bad.
What is
Latavius is fucking pissed at you, dog.
What is with you with the number 1, buddy? Why is 1 so important to you? It's like that Jim Carrey movie.
All ones.
It's like that Jim Carrey movie, but it's like,
You know what? Those are Malika's.
oh,
That was.
Chicho's watching
It's
this.
Malika's fault.
Chicho's probably watching this at some point, so Chad
Sorry.
wants to send forward a screw you. You jerk.
Yeah, she's watching from Witch's Cauldron, and she's like, "Nope, not today."
Like they're like a year old.
Yeah.
Gotta
Good.
check that use by date, man.
Yeah, indeed.
Planet soda.
Anything from Ruben? Sorry, or Tom. Tom's next on the list after John.
I will, I assume, gracefully walk down with my slippers
Okay.
sticking to the slide to join the chaos down there.
So a descent is
triple.
planned, and then Ruben. Last but not least, anything you want to do in the aftermath? Potion
Alright,
wise.
63.
Yeah, I'd like to take a potion
20.
from Hezrod if he's giving it to me, but I need to get down there first. As someone passes me,
You could mage hand it.
okay. But I mean, I'm gonna. Everybody else is going down too, so I
Honestly, yeah, you can just pop and slide down. It's not like it's not
Right.
deadly. It's not like, oh god. Yeah, it's like
It's not.
Okay.
It's not like the
I'm
penguin
more
level of
concerned
Mario.
More
about
like a
getting
slide.
back up in a quick fashion.
Yeah.
So I was trying to secure that before we go, but
Okay.
You get a healing potion. Hezrod's also going to hit you with a 2nd level cure wounds.
Cool.
Nice.
And that's going to be 11 HP.
Hey, look, another one.
As you're
Well,
kind of
Yeah, fucking wow.
grouping down there, Hezra, with your passive perception, you hear kind of like a sound, and the hammering I mentioned you heard when you were coming down seems to be louder down here than anything else. And then also because of your passive perception, and anybody who has a passive perception of 15 or higher, go ahead and make a perception roll if you are at the base of the steps or the slide.
So does it sound like somebody's coming towards us or somebody's moving around?
Have you ever had a cat?
Yes.
No.
You know when the cat finds a mirror and it's like, ah, at the mirror?
Oh, I know what that sounds
It's
like.
that. It's like that, only it's stone and metal.
Which do I have a direction?
South, down those weird natural looking steps.
It's a metal kitty?
And then the hammering seems to be coming from east.
So not a metal kitty.
There's two sounds coming right now. And then perception, Estella, before you move on, probably not a great idea to just rush off crazy.
You're right.
You would hear, or you wouldn't hear, sorry, you would see that the ground underneath all of the blood from the hobgoblins exploding, the searing explosions, all of that, you're able to make out what appear to be track marks kind of dug into the stone that seem to be indicative of some sort of movement of the wall to the north.
So, like, the wall has moved?
Yeah, like it came out in a circle somehow.
Oh, okay.
Secret
So, like,
tunnel.
it was on a secret tunnel.
Yeah, it's probably like a pivoting wall.
Oh, okay.
It rotates
And it's, like, right next to me?
to the north. Yep. The ground is where you're seeing the kind of marker or
Yeah.
indication that it spins out.
Can I press on the wall there?
Yeah, sure enough, it turns. If you kind of force it, it'll reveal that there is a secret passageway.
Oh. I'm sorry, John, real quick. What was the damage from the exploding hobgoblin?
37, it was.
Okay, and half of that would be 18.
Why?
Concentration check.
Oh. Yeah.
And no more hex.
Malika's really getting back at you. You can't get healing from my potion. Also, you cannot do my thing.
You're out of the band!
You're out of the Hex squad.
Heck,
Oof.
girls.
Hex girls, you are gone. You are no longer a
I'm
Hex
the
girl.
last Hex girl.
That's true. Well, Malika's still a Hex girl, so there's two
Well, I
rivaling.
mean, like in this party.
It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the band
in the
broke up.
party.
But if anybody asks us on the street, we're all still in the band.
There appears to be a staircase that goes up. It's the same distance and height as the staircase that you just slid down. And it goes up to another wall that seems to have the same pivotal spin.
Josh, it's up to you. Like, if you prefer me to roll the potion, that's fine.
Yeah, go
I already
ahead.
checked it off my sheet.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll it.
I mean, okay. Don't get mad if it's all ones.
I mean, what do I need to roll? Is it 2D? Oh my
Wow.
god.
Wow.
I'm leaving.
Hello, darkness, my
Yeah, man,
old friend.
Wait. I want you to roll one more and see if it's a bug. Just for my amusement. Nope, it's not. You just have really shitty luck,
So
What?
my friend.
What did you say to Octavius, my man?
Right?
I'm going to post these in the chat.
You know what I think it was? I think it was the fact that he used a grenade instead of fireball.
Heresy detected.
Heresy detected.
That's all of the potions, right? That's all just potions
Oh
with
wait,
one.
hold on. I need to. Yeah, that's all potion. He just did the one though. I don't think he did two.
Yeah. It's just those two.
Hold on. Post. I'm gonna put it in that cool new channel I made. for this crap. Delete. delete. Okay, sorry. Continue. What's it about? So yeah, there's a staircase that leads up. Looks like there's another spinning door, and you can go down the worked or the unworked steps, the weird kind of natural steps.
All right. I'd like to do two things when I slide down. I'm going to cast Longstrider on both Estella and Soma. So I'll get here.
Hold on a second. I'm probably thinking of a different spell. Okay, yeah.
It's gives them plus 10
Longstrider.
of movement. It's something that comes from my Ganarian background.
1 hour, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 hour. So you both have 40 feet of movement now.
Nice.
I also am going to spend my other ability to improve my wisdom. I'm going to do advantage on wisdom checks for the next hour, just in case.
Okay.
It's something I wanted to do earlier, but kept getting. I want to just say it now before I need it.
Okay. So yeah, this juncture again, the hammering's coming from directly to the east. The scratching sounds coming from the south, and then there's a passageway north, which you presume is probably where the hobgoblins came from. I don't think I have to explain why. I think you guys know you're smart. I hope. Are you smart?
No,
I don't know about that.
I just meant me specifically, not the group. My bad.
It's like that TikTok where it's like the dancing cat. Like I'm thinking of something. It's like the. Anyway, I'm not good at TikTok, guys. Not good at TikTok.
Too old for that?
Yeah,
It's
probably.
alright.
Question.
Go ahead, John.
Would Kiora be able to web the ramp to make it a bit more easier to traverse?
Webbing would not make it
Sticky.
easier for people to
Okay.
traverse. Yeah,
In fact, it would make it harder.
for Kiora, it'd be easier to move. But yeah,
I mean, you could always just go up it anyway, so you could bring a rope up there or
Yeah.
a rod or.
you're gonna be able to get back up. Also, there's this other staircase that appears to go up to the exact same height as the slide.
Sorcery.
Do
Yeah.
you want to roll anything to slide down?
You just
You
slide
gotta-
It's
big
just a
girl.
slide.
You got to roll a fun check.
What's that?
And it's a 1, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, can I do a tumble?
I
That's
mean,
fun. That's 3.5.
Was there any sounds coming up from the staircase?
Nope.
Just silence.
Yep.
Popping in, are there any traps that I can detect?
Don't appear to be.
Great. I'm gonna head up the staircase because we love secret tunnels.
Okay. You spin the door, as you did with the last one, and again, it's equally noisy. Does the exact same sound that you heard when you came here, because of the sound. You'd see that there are two kind of they're not very thick. They're actually kind of linen-y and thin, like you can see through them, but curtains that are draped from the ceiling. It seems that the ceiling has kind of wooden posts that are kind of connected to it that have these kind of draped down. There's a nice-ish bed to the right, and next to the bed there is a chest, which is like a, chest of drawer, like kind of like a place where you'd put, your personal belongings. This would be like your station. But you can see through the linens, or rather the curtains. There are two other beds in this room and a desk on the other side.
And is this a door over here?
There is a door on the left side. It's a similar door to the one that had the traps and the one that was in the barrel room. They're sliding pocket doors.
So it has the mechanism.
Well, it doesn't have the mechanism.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just a pocket door.
Okay. So it presumably looks like sleeping quarters for the 3 that we killed.
That seems
A base
wise.
level.
Yeah, that seems like a wise assumption.
Um. Yeah, I guess I'll go through the curtain and
Okay.
towards the door.
All right. Anybody
Guess no one
following
else is coming
Estella?
up.
I suppose I should follow and sneak along with her.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, do we have to sneak?
If you want to be quiet, you do. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if not, that's fine too.
You guys can probably stay back for a little bit.
But
And
not
everyone will
like
check
too
around
far.
this corner. Anything.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a pretty
Could be
open
doing it.
chamber with kind of a lower floor that's kind of broken up. Looks like a natural cavern in parts on the ceiling, but also worked in other parts. It looks like there is a couple of planks, bridges ahead of you, Avran, and you can hear the hammering very, very close now. It sounds like whatever is hammering is down, kind of off to the left, just out of your firelight.
Mm.
And then
Everyone will wait.
regarding Soma and Estella, do either of you check the
door.
the drawer, the desk or the chest?
I'll
Oh.
check to make sure there's no traps before fiddling with it too much, but
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, quick perceptions. There's no traps on the desk. There does appear to be on just sitting out on the desk a book. The book's title is. Bear with me here. Typhon of the Rose. Appears to be a kind of historical or like dramatic novel. And I kind of do these like handouts.
Probably pick it up. Just saying.
I do these
Kinda
handouts.
worth reading.
It's a blurb of lore. If you are familiar with the Elder Scrolls series,
Yeah.
it's one of those books you find that doesn't give you a skill, and you just ignore it.
I'll
always
take it
collect
and
all the
sell it
books.
for 1 copper later on.
You said you actually read the books, Josh?
I always read them, and then I also collect them in my house.
Absolutely. My friend Joe Orbick built a house in Morrowind, in what's the V city, the one on the south coast?
Vivek?
Yeah. And it was this beautiful house, and he made the books levitating by putting a bunch of books below them, setting the book he wanted to be floating in the air, and then removing all the books underneath them. And then our other friend, Dieter, deleted the file because he was jealous of the
Oh
house.
no.
Wow.
Rude.
Anyway. Hopefully that doesn't cause any
I'm so sad.
bad blood to
Continue.
boil up.
Yeah, way to go. Way to go, John.
It's all right.
We were just kind of moving around, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're moving around very specifically. Do you want to move about in a different way than everyone else is going?
Was everybody else going this way, or
2 people went north.
upstairs?
Avran went to the east and kind of stopped. He hasn't
Okay,
moved
that's
past
what I
it.
thought. I'm gonna kind of keep walking this way and then look this way.
Okay. Yeah, so you can actually see some scratching and movement. It's like a slick metal thing that appears to be moving very large blade-like limbs into the stone. And as you're kind of watching it, it starts to scuttle, and then seems to move away from your light and sight and kind of go around in a way that you don't know where it went. Based on audio cues, it went around whatever that large stone structure in the middle is that it was digging at, and then it immediately starts digging again.
And then I'll kind of put my back to the wall. I'm like, Ezra.
Yes.
And then point into the this passageway, and I'd be like, "There's a big metal thing in there.
Oh, a what?
A big metal thing. Get out the doorway. Go over there."
Back to back to the 2 rogues real quick. You didn't check the chest, right?
Well, if he's not checking it, I'll check it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, was it a construct?
He just said a big metal thing over there.
– No traps or anything on the chest?
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be.
Alright, I open it.
Okay. So inside you see what appears to be a wizard's robe. It looks very ornate. And it looks ornate, and it looks like it's probably worth a bit of money based on the fabric that was utilized to make it. It's definitely not one you've ever really seen before. Like, it doesn't have like a styling or anything kind of keyed to anything you'd be familiar with. But it's
Just-
very ornate, kind of white color with kind of gold trimming.
Alright,
If only we had somebody that might be interested in something like that.
right? Suppose
you
I
only have a
can keep
mage.
this and puts it in the bag of holding, her bag of holding for now.
Looks like
Okay.
a really nice tablecloth.
Yeah.
Can use it back at the brewery.
And then you're going to move to the door at that point. So
Yes.
at that point, you're kind of opening up the door. We'll cover that here in a second. Snapping back to Avran and Hezra, or Kel and Hezrod, you're kind of moving against the door. Ruben, you can see that Soma and Estella kind of cross. Like, you're looking up the stairs, you can see them kind of cross just based on their movements across the way. And it sounds like Kel and Hezrod are kind of focused on the natural stairway to the south, saying there was something big and metal that way.
Big and metal. Um,
So yeah, I'm like big metal limbs. I wouldn't stay in the doorway.
And over the sound of the hammering to the
Nope.
east,
No.
the only person who's heard the scratching sound is Hezrod. So even when you looked over there and saw it, I mean, it didn't look like it was making much noise.
Oh, okay.
Yes, if it did not hear all the commotion, I doubt it is concerned with us.
Yeah, we should probably leave it alone until at least all of us are here. I would say.
Does it look like it's too big to fit through the doorway or like come back up here?
You're asking Kelly, you're not asking me.
It was big. It was it was like, would I have seen it enough to judge that?
I mean, probably caught the side of it, and based on the side of it, yeah, it was massive. It looked like a very large insectoid kind of metallic thing with bladed arms that were moving
So
quite
maybe-
quickly.
I wouldn't want to alert it because it seems like it's doing something there. Probably make the doorway big enough.
You slide the doors open. Looks like there's a passage to the right, immediately to the right, and a passageway that continues forward. There's a tapestry similar to the one that was in the first chamber, kind of blocking off the barrel area, but it's kind of slightly ajar, and it looks like it leads to further hall down the way. And if you do a quick kind of pop out and check, you'll see that there's a door right behind the tapestry, or right beside the tapestry, behind if you were coming at it in the other direction. And then there's a door up to the north and to the right there. And if you pass by the tapestries, there will be two of them. You'll see that there's a table with chairs. Nothing on the table at all.
Alright. So presumably not an extension of living quarters, just
Some sort of extension of living quarters, yeah.
and another tapestry here. Oh, this is just a wraparound.
Yep.
Wow. Do we want to open one of the other doors? This one?
Sure.
Okay.
Open this one. In our final minutes.
You open it, you see two beds. It smells really bad in here. All right.
Disgusting.
Real quick, I'm going to check back in with the other side. Are you moving down the natural steps or no?
I mean, it depends. If this is something we want to eliminate, we can do that.
As you're
Like I said, I don't think it's a good idea right now.
considering it, you do hear a sound It does sound like that. This would be for both of you. It does sound like it moves again, and now it's kind of closer to you, and it's making kind of like a loud scratching sound. Do you want to peer in and see it?
The
Just
hedgehog will.
shift to the side.
Yeah, just peek around the corner.
You see this massive construct. On its top, it's probably about 8 feet high. Looks like it's about 12 feet long, and it's kind of up on its back 4 legs, and its forward legs are just slamming into the stone, chipping it away, and you can see the rubble kind of being shot off to the sides into the piles kind of near it. Looks like it's trying to dig into the structure, the stone itself, or it's shaving it away and forming these tunnels in the first place. And with the sight of that
So it's
thing... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying it's facing away from us.
It
Like
is.
Yeah, excavating away from us. Yeah, let's not worry about it. It's doing its own thing.
Okay. And with that, we'll go ahead and close it up for the session. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll see you next week with the exciting conclusion of the walk away from the weird robot bug. See you
I dig
then. I dig it. All right, bye.